Embark on a journey into a compilation filled with spine-tingling thrills, showcasing paranormal encounters, Bigfoot and mysterious creature sightings, and daring animal encounters. Brace yourself as each entry unfolds, sending shivers down the spine and delivering chilling scares that are sure to captivate and unsettle anyone daring to watch these videos. Prepare for an immersive exploration to the realm of suspense and fear, where each segment promises a haunting experience that lingers long after the screen fades to black. Bigfoot in a snowstorm. According to a video shared on Long Island Bigfoot's channel, there is purported footage of a Bigfoot navigating through a snowstorm in the woods near a trail. The visibility in the recording is limited, making it challenging for some viewers, including myself, to discern the alleged creature. While many commenters express amazement, awe, and excitement about the footage, my personal struggle to identify anything concrete persists. In my observation, I can vaguely perceive movement in the middle of the screen amid the snow and trees. But I remain skeptical, acknowledging that it could be anything. Not possessing an expert's trained eye, I advise taking my opinion with a grain of salt. Despite repeatedly watching the video, I find it challenging to reach a definitive conclusion. Adding to the intrigue, the video's uploader mentions having inspected the area afterward, discovering deliberately fallen trees obstructing the trailhead. The circumstances, particularly the adverse weather conditions, raise doubts about the likelihood of someone intentionally blocking the trail in such inclement weather. Cryptic paranormal encounter. In a dark hallway, shadows stuck to the walls like secrets. Three young friends, laughing in the quiet, played with the ball. They didn't know something spooky was about to happen. While they laughed, something strange began. A tiny dark thing so black you couldn't see its shape moved quietly in the air. It stayed close to the friends like a sign of something bad. The boys didn't notice the scary thing. They kept talking, not knowing a ghostly visitor was coming. Suddenly, a weird feeling interrupted their fun. The dark thing turned into a scary shape with a bad feeling around it. The friends, caught by a freezing fear, watched the strange shape move like a ghost, not from their world. The scary shape passed by them, making them feel very scared. One friend got so scared he fell to the ground, almost like he wanted to hide in the earth. The others couldn't move, stuck in the creepy ghost presence. The spooky thing had no clear shape, making it even scarier. It felt like fear itself turned into a shadow hunting the friends. After it left, a strange feeling stayed, proving something unnatural had happened. The hallway, once just a path, now told the story of a ghostly visit that didn't make sense. The scary shadow, a mystery of fear, went away, but the line between normal and strange stayed blurry. Children haunted by the unseen forces. Spooky night, a camera caught something super scary. The room was pitch black and there were two girls playing. One of them was near the door. Out of nowhere, the girl by the door started doing something strange. She began to float into the air as if some invisible evil puppeteer controlled her. It was like a horror show, and her friends were so scared that they ran away, leaving her alone to face whatever was happening. But the nightmare didn't end there. In the next part of the video, three girls were in a dark room playing and laughing. Then one of them started acting really weird. She kept touching her neck and suddenly collapsed on the floor, as if some creepy ghost had taken over her. The other two girls were terrified, so they ran to another room and locked the door. The girl who was acting strange crawled towards them in a bizarre way, her hands skittering along the ground. Nobody could figure out what was going on, and everyone was left in the dark, not knowing what kind of spooky force was at play. Creepy forest entity. In the daytime, something really scary happened when a camera captured a super scary scene. Right in the middle of a lonely forest, there was this really strange and huge figure. It looked so pale that it gave you the creeps.
Buddy, how you doing? Oh,
The creature gave off a feeling of wickedness that was just hard to understand. When the camera recorded this spooky sight, the creature didn't move like a regular person. It sort of slithered and twisted in a way that made you feel really uneasy, like it was filled with pure evil. If you saw it, you couldn't move because you were paralyzed by a deep fear that felt like it was tearing at your very soul. This weird being, this terrifying puzzle, slowly crawled out of the dark forest and headed toward a nearby road.
Just some cruisers, man!
Nobody could figure out where it came from. Its origin was like something out of a nightmare. With every creepy move, the sinister figure became scarier, like a sign of something really bad about to happen. A hint of unimaginable horrors. Its empty eyes seemed to look right into your deepest fears, using them for its dark purposes. The whole world felt a sense of dread in the presence of this evil force, and it made the air feel heavy and oppressive. Without anyone knowing it, a living nightmare had come to life, a terrifying image of darkness and wickedness now roaming freely in an unsuspecting world.
It's crawling at me like it's goddamn.
A Bigfoot in woods. In the heart of the mountain's gentle embrace, a secret unfolded before the watchful eye of the camera. A land adorned in soft grass cradled this enigma as the lens keenly captured its presence. Behold, a being of legend, a Bigfoot traversing the expanse alone.
Do you see Bigfoot down there?
A solitary wanderer in this untouched realm. Witnesses marveled, recording its fleeting visitation, a glimpse into the unknown before it disappeared into the sheltering arms of the tall tree. This colossal creature, a rarity in the tapestry of nature, stood as a testament to the mysteries that dwell beyond our comprehension.
Hi.
It existed on the fringes of belief, shrouded in whispers and wonder. Its grandeur, a marvel to behold, defied the ordinary, leaving those who beheld in it in doubt. This encounter, etched in pixels and frames, extends an invitation to all, beckoning them to ponder the depths of the unseen, to embrace the inexplicable. Dancing with the ghost. Homes are a safe space for any individual. People tend to feel solace and peace in the confinements of their safe place. But this spine-chilling video recorded within the walls of a home defied all the general perceptions and made us question, are we really safe in our homes? A daunting video surfaced over the internet. In this haunting clip, a girl was seen recording her amiable dancing videos with the confinements of her house kitchen. Apparently, there was nothing unconventional about the video. The girl seemed to enjoy her dance over the counter of her kitchen, dancing for her TikTok video. However, as we plunged deeper into the video, a mysterious sight seized many viewers' attention. Upon proper speculation, an eerie creature can be seen passing through the rear door and then vanishing into the thin air. The spirit appeared almost transparent, but held the firm stature of a walking body. The girl seemed almost unaware of this daunting encounter, leaving the viewers shocked and astonished. Some dismissed it as a masterfully crafted prank, while others were convinced by the presence of supernatural forces in this otherworldly domain. Mysterious swamp creature encounter. In a quiet, eerie swamp, a group of unsuspecting visitors stumbled upon something that left them feeling uneasy. They recorded a video on that day, and it would stay with them for a long time. As their camera rolled, the swamp's murky waters were suddenly disturbed by an astonishing sight. The visitors' hearts racing, couldn't believe their eyes as a strange creature emerged. It moved through the mud, almost like a crocodile. But it was different, in a way that defied explanation. This creature, if you could call it that, had a long snake-like body covered in shiny scales that glistened in the dim light. Its tail was powerful and moved smoothly through the muck. What left everyone baffled was that this creature had no front limbs. It was as if this creature had an odd amputation, like nature had given it the body of a crocodile, but left out the front arms that crocodiles typically have.
He didn't touch anything.
People started coming up with all sorts of ideas to explain this mysterious creature. Some whispered about ancient legends, suggesting it might be a relic from a distant past. Others thought it could be the result of a secret experiment gone wrong. But in truth, nobody knew where this creature came from or what its purpose was. As the camera kept recording, the mystery only grew, leaving the witnesses in awe and fear. They had encountered more than a puzzle. It was a living enigma, a reminder of the incredible and frightening things that still hide in our world. The footage of the strange creature circulated widely, becoming a symbol of the unknown, a reminder that our world is full of mysterious and unexplainable things. Dog's mysterious arrival. Imagine filming the final moments of a car race on a sound and quiet night. Filled with only intense drifting sounds, and suddenly, a new domain transports a dog in the middle of the racetrack. It is pretty absurd and strange, isn't it? In this video, a man recorded 2 cars in all their glory, and sparks drifting at full speed toward the alleged final line. The air is filled with excitement and the loud noises from their power engines. But as soon as the camera shifts its angle towards the other side, a dog comes out of nowhere. The spectator defined it as a teleportation scene from some science fiction movie. To testify the validity of this scene, the man slowed down the video, focusing right on the dog. The dog suddenly appeared in the picture after one of the cars and ran across the road in the rush of events. It was indeed a peculiar sight. However, it couldn't be called teleportation or coming out of some other realm because it would be some trick of an AI. Unexpected predator Victor. In a deadly encounter between a rattlesnake and a bobcat, who'd you choose if you were asked to bet on one? The venomous rattlesnake is known for its lethal and poisonous venom, but sometimes nature works contrary to our popular belief. A trail camera was set up by a bunch of hikers to record the mysterious wildlife of the dense forest. But little did they know that they would be witnessing the deadliest encounters of all time. In the video, a wild bobcat is roaming aimlessly through the dense forest, but those cautious eyes catch something mysterious slithering over a fallen log. The rattling sounds persuaded the cat to have a bite of this strange creature, and at the same time, the rattlesnake aimed at a big chunk of the meal. Within a few minutes, the battle started between the deadliest snake on Earth and a rather humble creature, a wild bobcat. Results are anticipated to favor the rattlesnake. But guys, one shouldn't take these cute creatures as polite and innocent. To our astonishment, the cat grabbed the snake by its sharp paws and attacked directly on its neck, giving it multiple blows in the same area to make its attack fatal. In no time, the snake surrendered and the cat was seen carrying the lifeless snake toward its hiding, proving that never take your cute cats as naive and poor little fellas. These can snap their target in the blink of an eye. Ghostly woods fire. Have you ever seen a jester playing with fire and pulling off lethal yet spectacular stunts? He amazes us with his beautiful and peculiar patterns, sometimes unimaginable tricks with fire, leaving his spectators in utter shock. Mother Nature can pull even greater stunts and the deadliest of tricks, unbelievable and unthinkable to the human eye, enough to make us jump out of our seats and wonder over the enigmatic nature of our worldly domain. Our natural world can sometimes act strangely sufficient to be called a mysterious realm. One such incident caught our attention when, deep in the forests of Portugal, a spectator captured some ghostly flames making strange waves and patterns amidst the burning forest. It seemed these flames were dancing over some rhythmic beat, hallucinating and inviting the wildlife into its trap, and then encroaching gradually over the entire woods. These unique swirls and blazes were enough to force the spectator to capture this strange sight. The atmosphere appeared as a demonic ritual, a devil's den, and a satanic cauldron. However, this occurrence serves as a reminder of nature's unpredictable forces, asking us to respect and protect our environment. Bear versus Pigs battle. In a daring and surprising set of events, a wild intruder is seen speaking to the newly shifted members of the neighborhood. The enormous black bear sniffed across the forest and quietly walked towards the pig's cage. At first, the bear was seen taking the measurements of the cell, gauging the efforts required to climb this cage. And when it was satisfied with its plan of attack, it made its first attempt. The pig seemed oblivious to the whole situation, as no squeaking sounds were heard. However, after a few tries, when it was about to jump into the den, the pig shrieked at the bear in a deadly manner, which forced him to get out of their habitat at once. The cunning and hungry bear didn't lose hope and kept trying for another invasion. This time, it didn't let the pig get the better of him and jumped straight into the cage, attacking the pig. However, to its astonishment, the pig wasn't alone. Another vicious-looking pig aimed directly at the bear and rushed toward him in an attacking manner. This forced the bear to jump out of their cage and never disturb them again. It's a reminder of the fantastic ways animals can band together to protect themselves and their territory. Indonesian ghost. Imagine enjoying your vacation in Indonesia, and one day you wake up to strange noises of people outside your hotel. Upon further looking into the situation, you catch yourself looking at an eerie-looking creature gradually walking past the mountainous region. One such incident was recorded by the spectators in a mountainous area of Indonesia. The video began with confused spectators staring at a hilly landscape surrounded by trees. Still, as we look more closely towards the hilly terrain, we'll look at a strange shadow. This substantial black shadow appeared from nowhere in the hilly area. This peculiar sight made the viewers mesmerized as everyone was busy capturing this mysterious scene. The colossal shadow had a visible form and structure with distinct limbs. Many speculated the shadow as the infamous Bigfoot, but the blurred figure wasn't enough to call it the Bigfoot. Within a few minutes, the creature disappeared into thin air, as if it escaped through some mystique door into the realm of the unknown. This event raised many questions about the peculiar nature of our world, and some spectators frowned upon this incident, calling it a publicity stunt. Diving bell spiders. Unraveling the marvels of our worldly domain in this video, we're going to witness the weirdest type of spider ever to inhabit Earth. The specialty of these spiders lies in their unusual habitat. These spiders are not land dwellers. Instead, they survive in an aquatic habitat. These strange spiders can live up to 24 hours underwater. Isn't it fascinating? They have this ciliated hair over their abdomen to trap air bubbles over the water's surface, thus enabling them to breathe underwater. Another peculiar feature that sets them apart from normal spiders is their ability to create elaborate underwater homes, resembling silvery bubbles by collecting air and making silk out of it. Attached to submerged plants, these silken chambers act as both homes and nurseries for their offspring. These eight-legged creatures have exceptional preying abilities even underwater. They dwell upon small insects and aquatic animals to feed their needs. In short, these aquatic spiders serve as shining examples of nature's brilliant adaptations, illuminating the diversity of life and the wonders of evolution in the rich fabric of the animal kingdom. Epic grizzly. In a wide open road, something extraordinary unfolded before the camera lens. Two massive grizzly bears engaged in a peculiar and intense struggle. Their roars echoed loudly, filling the air with tension. These bears exhibited a curious and enigmatic behavior. They wrestled with a strange sort of determination, using their paws to push and shove. It left everyone wondering about their motives and the cause of their disagreement. Suddenly, their fight became more severe, They were folded into each other and immersed in fighting in a haunted way. They were looking very furious, and the air was filled by truly enigmatic and held uneasiness. The footage captured a truly remarkable event, yet the nature of their conflict remained shrouded in mystery, a puzzle waiting to be unrevealed. It was a deep mystery what they were wanting and saying, and what was the reason for this haunted fight. Forest encounter. The camera uploaded something mysterious and different. It was a very rare sight that happened. The lady was sleeping in a van. She woke up very early in the morning and also at midnight. Here is the big reason why she was woken up very early in the morning. Someone knocked her van. She woke up with fear. She asked how I can help you, but no one answered. There was no response. But also here's footprints of someone. This was repeated 3 times that she heard the footprints of someone.
Yeah, somebody was just here again 3 times now. The 3rd time I looked out, they were walking on foot.
It was a very scary and spine-chilling scene. The lady in the van said that he was hiding behind the tree and went to the car again and again in the next morning. She came out of the car and she saw a footprint of a big man. It was printed on snow. It was looking very mysterious and cryptic. This was a deep and great mystery that was on the outside of the van. Is it being a paranormal creature or being or something else? The air was filled with truly enigma and fear, and this mystery remains unrevealed still.
Somebody's back here again. I hear footprints.
Hello? How can I help you?
Paranormal entity. One night in a very dark room, a young boy lay fast asleep in his bed. He had wrapped a warm blanket around himself. He was in a very deep sleep. In that room, there was a window covered with curtains. These curtains were gently moving in the air. The air was filled with true enigma and fear. All of a sudden, the boy's blanket was swiftly pulled away. The camera captured something strange. There, outside the window beside his bed, stood a lady dressed in white. Her long hair fell over her face, hiding it. She was looking right at the sleeping boy. It was a scene that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who saw it, a moment filled with true mystery and fear. This mysterious figure, this woman in white, remained a puzzle. No one knew where she came from or why she was there. The room was filled with an eerie atmosphere, a feeling of something beyond the ordinary. It was really a paranormal creature. The secret of this haunting event is still unknown, leaving us all with a lingering sense of unease. It was also not found out what happened to the boy next. It was still a puzzle, and this put all the people in curiosity and suspense. Ripples of terror. The video begins with a calming sight surrounded by lustrous trees in the background and a breathable atmosphere. The camera is focused on a small pond with foliage and greenery around its rim, making it a spectacular sight to witness. But who knows that this tranquility will bring a series of peculiar and gruesome events. By diving more into the video, a man is seen lunging big strokes with a long stick in the pond, creating giant unruly ripples disturbing the serenity of the atmosphere. These massive waves and the provocative sound concerned the underlying creature. In no time, a rowdy reptile, a savage eater, plunged out of the small pond in all its wrath and anger. Witnessing this hapless crocodile creeping with lightning and devouring speed had left the spectator terrified and amused at the same time. It is seen in the video that the massive predator was ready to dismember its prey with its deadly death rolls if there was not any fencing around the pond. The video provides us with a testimony to the savage and gruesome nature of an unruly crocodile.
That is crazy.
A demonic ritual. Wandering through the perilous trails of an abandoned forest during one of the darkest nights of the century, the camera stumbled upon a demonic ritual surrounded by unholy creatures. The night of terror was filled with excessive panting of the lost traveler because he had accidentally witnessed a satanic ritual. As soon as the video plunges word, the camera zooms over a huge satanic figure with giant horns, his bloodied eyes gawking hideously over the poor traveler, who seemed to have disrupted the unholy gathering. This nerve-wracking scene can be felt in heavy gasping. Within seconds, the sinister being started looking at the invader. A sudden darkness prevailed, and the ritual vanished into a thin air. The demonic Satan with his unholy worshippers gathered over him like a lurking shadow of death and despair. The camera seems to shift briskly to portray the traveler's attempt to escape his death. At the same time, the lens zoomed over the anguished cries of the pilgrim, which were drowned out by Satan's and his witch's wicked laughter, their sinister echoes resounding through the night as they seized their victim. A bulldog versus mountain lion. In the wild bewilderment of a daunting mountain, a trail camera is seen recording a predator ruthlessly dismembering its prey on a tranquil and gloomy night. Still, to its dismay, another savage predator is gawking over the same game. The video began with a wild lion devouring his prey like a hungry beast. The paradigm shifted swiftly when a bulldog wandered over the same perilous trails. Sniffing through the tracks, the bulldog sauntered through the meaty scent. While the camera focused on the bulldog, unaware of the imminent danger, it continues its exploration, its tail wagging in a display of canine confidence. Little did it know that it was being watched, stalked by a force of nature far superior in strength and cunning. Those eyes were fixed on the bulldog like a lurking shadow of death, waiting to plunder over the poor dog who tried to invade its territory. In a few seconds, the mountain lion was seen lunging over the bulldog in a relatively swift but noiseless movement. Due to the ambiguity of the video, it was hard to decide whether the bulldog escaped this ferocious and sudden attack or became the mountain lion's next prey. Haunted departmental store. In the dead of night, when every being seemed to be sleeping under the dense cloak of night, the security camera caught a set of mystic events, daunting and formidable to any human eye. The unblinking eye of a department store security camera caught unusual movements that occurred late at night. The stillness of the air, the heaviness of the place, and the enigmatic negative energy that was about to be radiated could all be felt through the camera. As the video plunged forward, a red-colored trolley peeked from nowhere. The trolley can be seen moving around with no being to push it, turn it, or control it to move through the thin and congested lanes of the department store. The trolley was seen to be moving at a languid pace, as if the supernatural being that was carrying it didn't want to leave any traces behind of its existence. The eerie creature managed to cloak his physical appearance, but the uncanny movements were captured. The scene's ambiguity left many loopholes and questioned the validity of this mysterious presence. Lion attacking a man. In the zoo, something strange happened. It was a normal day, but there was a weird feeling in the air. There was a big male lion, and the zookeeper couldn't stop staring at him. The lion felt annoyed and suddenly attacked the zookeeper, surprising everyone. A lioness, probably the male lion's partner, jumped in to stop the fight. She was strong and determined. Her presence calmed things down. It showed their strong bond as a lion couple. People who were watching didn't understand what made the lion so angry. They wondered if the zookeeper's constant staring upset him, or if there were other hidden reasons. Once the chaos ended, the zookeeper was taken to safety. The mystery of why the lion got so mad remained unsolved, hidden in the wild look of the lion's eyes. Forest puppy dog. Once upon a time, in a thick forest far from the working town, a man embarked on a sole trip. With nothing but a pack and a camera, he ventured deep into nature. As he wandered through the towering trees, the sun filtered through the leaves, casting dancing murk on the forest bottom. In his hunt to capture the natural beauty of the forest, the man stumbled upon a mysterious delve hidden amidst the rocks and leafage. Curiosity excited, he cautiously came up the dark entrance. What he discovered inside left him amazed and filled his heart with warmth. There, cuddled in the cave, was a forest puppy dog.
Ow, come here, let me be friends. Come here, little coyote.
Its light fur, a mesmerizing blend of earthy browns and rich flora. The man could not believe his luck as the puppy dog switched its tail and cuddled his hand with uncontainable love.
Let me pet you, little coyote. Let me pet you, coyote. Hey.
With his camera in hand, he recorded the captivating moment, ever landing the bond between man and forest puppy dog in the heart of the wild. Chased by a bear.
Once upon a time, there was this family who decided to have a delightful day out on their motorboat. The sun was shining, the lake was calm, and they were having a blast. They were laughing, playing, and feeling on top of the world. But also, out of the blue, effects took a wild turn. As they sped across the water, they noticed commodity big and furry lumbering toward them. It was a bear. This bear appeared to have a taste for adventure, or perhaps just a need for speed because it was chasing them. Fear set in as they provoke up their machine, trying to outpace the bear. The bear, settled and determined, kept coming, getting nearer and nearer. The family was in full adrenaline mode, hearts pounding, and they contended for safety. Ultimately, they managed to outthink the bear and reach the safety of the support, laughing nervously about the bear's need for speed. It was an adventure they'd no way forget, and they decided that coming time they'd stick to safer waters. The Ants and the Sneaky Snake. Once upon a time, in a quiet corner of the arena, being enough unusually came off. A sneaky snake, likely lost and looking for a snack, crawled right into the home of some hard-working ants. You can imagine the shock on those little ants' faces when they saw this long snake. The snake, not knowing where it was, whizzed and swirled its body around, making the ants fear. They scurried then and there, trying to figure out what to do. But these ants were not bones to give up fluently. They huddled together and formed a little ant army, and you wouldn't believe how they worked together to face the meddler. They nipped at the snake's scales, throwing off and annoying it. With their cooperation, they managed to drive the snake down. And they cheered in itty-bitty ant voices as their home was safe again. And that is the story of how a bunch of fearless ants defended their home from an unanticipated snake visit. Leopard's Feast. In the heart of the wild, one sunny day, a sneaky bloodsucker hunted through the thick emerald forest. It had keen eyes, sharp claws, and a spotted fur that helped it blend into the spotted gloom. The critter's empty belly roared, encouraging it to find food. With quiet and careful way, the cat stalked its prey, its muscles curled like springs ready to hurtle. And in one fast move, it bounded, its claws sharp as daggers, and clamped onto its mess. As the leopard prowled, it spotted a juicy morsel hard, a full unknowing prey. Its eyes lit up with hunger with a nippy, graceful movement. The leopard crept closer, every muscle in its body curled like a spring. The leopard attacked. It bounded onto a sturdy tree, its claws digging into the bark, and began a skillful climb. The prey limped and jerked in the bloodsucker's grasp, but the leopard's grip was unyielding. The tree's branches swayed and creaked under their weight. Eventually, the leopard reached a secure perch, high above the timber bottom, flavoring its well-earned mess with a palmy grin.
Mysterious Skinwalker. In the dark night, a hidden dance of shadows played on the quiet street, caught by a watchful camera. The camera, like a quiet watcher, recorded a strange figure. It looked thin and moved in a strange way, like it wasn't from our world. In the video, you could see this odd shape that didn't make sense. A skinny, ghostly thing moving oddly on the road. It made the digital recording feel creepy. This strange thing, called a skinwalker, was Bonnie, and moved in a way that didn't follow our normal rules. Its mysterious dance seemed like a secret language only it understood. Each step felt heavy, like it wasn't just in our world, but somewhere beyond. People watching on screens were left with a big question. Why did this weird thing come out at night, and why did it dance like that? It wasn't hungry for food, but maybe for something mysterious, like old rituals we've forgotten. The Skinwalker story stayed hidden, a puzzle talked about in whispers. It appeared like a ghost, leaving everyone puzzled. Its mysterious dance felt like a message, but one we couldn't understand. When the video ended, the mystery stayed, a puzzle we couldn't solve. The Skinwalker disappeared into the shadows, leaving only whispers behind. People wondered, what magic made this ghostly thing appear? And would we ever know its secrets in the daylight? Mysterious Night Pursuit. In the dark night, a spooky video showed a girl running away from a strange creature. The creature looked like a dark cloud with glowing eyes, moving mysteriously on the ground. The girl was really scared, running away, but the creepy creature followed her, making it all very strange. Nobody knew why this was happening. People talked about ghosts and strange things, but no one could figure out the real reason. The video didn't give any answers, just more questions. Was the creature a ghostly protector, something from another world, or maybe a spooky force? The video didn't help to explain. It left everyone who watched it with lots of wandering thoughts. The strange images stayed in people's minds like a puzzle that nobody could solve. As the girl's scared run and the mysterious creature vanished in the dark, the mystery stayed. It became a puzzling story in the night, waiting for brave people to uncover its secrets. Yeti attack?
Что он там делает, а? Господи, только не мой новый смартфон. Ой.
A dude filming in the mountains stumbled upon something crazy. A gigantic Yeti. It's like this huge, hairy, mythical creature. And then things got even wilder. Another explorer, probably thinking, let's check out this Yeti action, ended up getting attacked by the beast. The screams on the video? Totally bone-chilling. The camera shakes, darkness all around, and suddenly there's this massive Yeti in plain sight. It's like a real-life monster movie. But then, it takes a turn for the worse when the second guy gets too close and becomes Yeti's not-so-friendly playmate. His screams echo through the video, making it pure horror. You watch it, and you can't shake off the feeling that something otherworldly is going on. The footage goes from cool adventures to a real-life nightmare in seconds. It's the kind of video you'd watch with your friends, all huddled together, nervously whispering, "Did you see that? That Yeti footage turns an ordinary day of exploring into a chilling tale that'll stick with you."
Господи! Ой ты, батюшки мои, боже!
Bear attack cub. Deep within a wild place, a video surfaced showing something strange. Among the thick trees near a calm water spot, sunlight uncovered a scary event. A small, defenseless cub so innocent was trapped in a terrible situation. The one causing this harm was a huge bear, a powerful part of nature. While the cruel act went on, it felt like even the forest itself held its breath, watching. But nature in the wild is full of surprises. Just when things seemed darkest, another bear appeared out of nowhere like an unexpected hero. This bear had been quietly watching from afar. The arrival of this mysterious helper seemed to have some hidden power. The first bear, the aggressor, seemed unsure and backed away. Why did it do this? What strange force guided nature in these puzzling ways? These questions stayed without answers, leaving us uneasy. The second bear, now guarding the injured cub, looked at it with care. Sadly, it seemed the cub was already hurt badly. Though saved from immediate danger, it had painful marks from the rough encounter. As the second bear gently held the cub, a sad truth hung in the air. The mysteries of this wilderness were still unsolved. In that quiet part of the wild, a dark secret was whispered through the leaves. A baby cub had suffered at the paws of its own kind. The forest kept its secrets, guarding the mysterious code of nature. Mysteries of iguana survival. The video showed that in a peaceful place, a camera caught a strange and risky show. A tiny baby iguana roamed around, not knowing danger was close. The ground was rocky, with old stones and pebbles telling stories of past struggles. As the hot sun shone down, the iguana felt something bad behind it. It realized shakes were creeping closer. Fear rushed through its small body, triggering its survival instincts. Suddenly, it sprinted through the rocks, confusing the snakes. They couldn't catch it, and their plans failed. But the tale wasn't over. The cunning snakes regrouped for another try. Another iguana, innocent and unaware, walked into their trap. It tried to escape but couldn't avoid the snake's deadly bite. Then, a surprising twist. Another brave iguana appeared. At first, it stopped, maybe pretending to give up. But as the snakes got closer, courage surged. The little iguana outran the snakes, escaping danger and finding its mother. This story shows the mystery of life's delicate balance, where survival and sacrifice hang by a thin thread. It's a captivating scene filled with nature's eternal struggle. Mysterious sun bear rescue. In a dark and hidden place, a video revealed a secret that had been hidden for a long time. It was about a wild sun bear locked in a cage for 7 years. This was a cruel and mysterious thing. As we watched the video, we could see how terrible the bear's life had become. Her once strong body was now weak, and her black fur was covered in scars from her time in the cage. She seemed desperate, hurting herself in a desperate attempt to escape. It was as if she believed hurting herself would free her from the cage. Each scratch and scar told a story of the pain she endured, with no one to hear her cries. But then, a glimmer of hope appeared in the video. Some kind-hearted people came to rescue her, breaking the secrecy around her suffering. With care and gentleness, they freed her from the cage. However, the mystery deepened as they tried to help her recover. The bear, now frail and weak, stepped into a world outside the cage. Her healing was a puzzle, as veterinarians gave her vitamins and mysterious injections, whose purpose was known only to a few.
We gave her antibiotics. We also give her some painkiller because her joints are quite sore and she vomited earlier.
The question that lingered in the air was heavy with uncertainty. How did this sun bear end up in that cage for 7 long years? What terrible things had she endured during that time? The mystery of her past haunted those who saw her video, reminding us of the darkness that can hide the suffering of animals in our world. Mothman hunt. A group of explorers in America decided to attract and capture the infamous Mothman, a strange and eerie creature that is believed to exist. They set it off in the wilderness, setting a small trap and holding their large torchlights. Suddenly, one of the men senses something very strange. As he turns back to look at it, he sees 2 large glowing eyes. He gets startled and tells his companions about them. After that, the group searches the forest, walking deeper into the woods in the middle of the night. As they walk into the wilderness, they notice some strange and eerie noises coming from within the woods.
Everyone's getting one. What was that?
Look at that limb moving.
Yeah, I see it move.
They hear weird screeches and haunting sounds from within the woods. They are left startled and confused. One of the men sees a glimpse of something deep behind the trees. They have set a trap to capture whatever creature is present in the woods and making the eerie noises. Many weird and creepy things happen with the group. Their torches are lit with fire, and the eerie sounds and screeches do not stop. The group keeps searching the entire area to find and unravel the hidden mysteries of the dense forest. What do you think will happen next?
What's up, Buck?
We got stuff falling out from the trees. We got all kind of movement going around us.
Roaming spirit. In the dimly lit police department corridors late at night, an unexplained and eerie spectacle unfolded. A chilling video hidden in the archives suddenly emerged, revealing an enigmatic figure dancing amidst the darkness. It was no earthly being, but a special visitor from unknown realms. The vigilant police officer on duty watched with dread as the alien presence moved eerily, reporting it to superiors and setting off a chain of chilling events that gripped the town in fear. News of this unearthly apparition spread rapidly, captivating reporters and townsfolk alike. Late-night debates ensued, with some speculating whether the police department had become a portal to the supernatural, while others whispered of a lingering spirit seeking retribution. In that harrowing moment captured on film, a shroud of mystery descended upon the police department. Blurring the line between reality and the shadowy realms that lie beyond. Impalas combat. The sight was shrouded in mystery, as if nature itself had unveiled an enigmatic spectacle. A battle of antlered contenders vying for the favor of a single female. Strange, is it not? The very essence of the forest seemed to hold its breath, captivated by this unearthly occurrence. The lens of a camera unveiled the cryptic encounter, exposing two majestic deer locked in a fierce engagement. Their impressive antlers, usually a symbol of grace, were now wielded as weapons in a dance of dominance. Legend whispered that these duels were the dance of life itself, a ritual of selection where the victor claimed the privilege of passing on their lineage. This truth, though unusual to human eyes, wove a thread of continuity through generations, ensuring the strongest and most resilient descendants would continue the ancient cycle. The clash appeared savage, yet beneath the surface lay an understanding, an agreement not to extinguish, but to refine, not to kill, but to thrive. In this inexplicable theater of nature, a strange equilibrium reigned, sparking wonderment and an insatiable curiosity in the minds of those who dared to observe. Bears breaking into cars. The video shows a surprising and amusing scene of a wild bear breaking into a car and sitting on the driver's seat. The video was taken by a police officer. A large black bear was seen wandering around the parking lot looking for food. The bear was hungry and curious, and it noticed a car that had some food items inside. The car was locked, but that did not stop the bear. The bear used its claws and teeth to break into the car and open the door. It climbed inside the car and started to explore. It ate the food items, making a mess inside the car. The bear also found some other interesting objects in the car. It even honked the horn, attracting more attention. The bear seemed to enjoy its adventure, unaware of the damage it was causing. The police officer watched as the bear played with the car. He did not try to scare the bear away, as he knew that it could be dangerous. He hoped that the bear would leave soon without hurting itself or anyone else. The video ends with the bear still sitting on the driver's seat. The viewers have mixed feelings, as some find these events funny while others are concerned about the damage the bear caused.
Open the door because Mama Bear is... Okay, go! Go!
The video shows a rare and funny event that illustrates the interaction between humans and bears. Oh no, witch? In a remote area of Saudi Arabia on a quiet and dark night, a group of police officers had a rather unsettling encounter. As they were patrolling the deserted road, they suddenly spotted a figure that sent shivers down their spines. At first, they saw a woman dressed like a witch. She wore a long, flowing white dress, and her hair cascaded freely around her. This eerie sight in the dead of night left the officers on high alert, and they watched from the safety of their locked vehicle. The stark contrast between the witch's appearance and the pitch-black surroundings created a surreal and spine-tingling moment. With a mixture of curiosity and apprehension, the police officers remained watchful, unsure of what this mysterious encounter might bring. Cryptic nightmare, paranormal terror. In a dark, abandoned house, a camera came to life, recording a terrifying scene that sent shivers down the spine. Its lens revealed something unimaginable. As the camera zoomed in, a horrifying figure emerged from the shadows. Climbing the creaky stairs with an eerie, twisted grace. It moved like a nightmare. Meanwhile, on a lonely, pitch-black road, a family found themselves swallowed by an unnatural silence that gnawed at their sanity. Then, the inexplicable occurred. The camera, their sole source of security, captured something beyond belief, but it was too late. The monstrous entity, once confined to the camera's frame, breached the bounds of reality, infiltrating their car. Fear took tangible form, and their terrified faces were illuminated by the screen's cold, flickering light, their screams echoing in terror. The recording documented their descent into madness, a dissonant symphony of pain and hopelessness. It was a nightmare that went beyond technology, etching itself into their very souls. No one could unravel the mystery of these unholy beings or discern their purpose in our world. They remained spectral enigmas born from darkness, concealed by the veil of the unknown. Ultimately, the camera provided no answers, only a chilling reminder that there exist realms beyond our understanding, lurking in the shadows, ready to shatter our fragile sense of security. The recording served as an eerie testament to the unimaginable horrors that lurk just beyond the edge of our reality. Dog on the road. On a cold winter day, a lone traveler was driving down a desolate road covered in a thick blanket of snow. The air was thick with secrecy, and the road stretched endlessly, winding through a mysterious landscape. As the traveler's car headlights cut through the darkness, they revealed a shadowy figure by the roadside. Intrigued by this eerie sight, the traveler pulled over, feeling a strange mix of fear and curiosity. There, under the pale moonlight, lay a creature that defied easy understanding. It looked like a dog, but it was unlike any dog the traveler had ever seen. This dog had fur the color of polished mahogany, but it was in a pitiable state. Its once strong body had wasted away to a skeletal frame, with its ribs jutting out like cryptic symbols etched onto its fragile form. The traveler, a kind-hearted person, couldn't bear to leave the mysterious creature alone in its sorry state. With great care, he picked up the dog and held it gently, as if it were a delicate treasure from another world. He wrapped the dog in a warm blanket and headed back home. As he drove through the biting cold, he couldn't help but wonder about the dog's unexplained presence in that desolate place. Upon reaching his destination, the man examined the dog. Strangely, there were no visible injuries or wounds on the dog's body. The mystery of how the dog came to be there and why it was in such a pitiful condition remained unanswered. Coyote attack on deer. Once upon a time, in the heart of a thick, dark wood, under the alert glare of the moon, a dramatic and thrilling scene unfolded. It was a chilly night, and the timber was alive with mysterious rustlings and soft whispers of the wind. In this creepy stillness, an empty runner slipped, its sharp eyes flashing with expectation. As the night boosted, the runner's keen senses caught a faint sound in the distance. It was a deer, a graceful beast, ignorant of the lurking peril. The runner's instincts protested, and it began to stalk its prey with utmost covertness. The deer, with its delicate hooves and gentle eyes, grazed peacefully, fully unconscious to the impending pitfall. The runner moved closer, its satiny body blending with the murk. It watched, muscles curled, ready to spring into action. Suddenly, with a burst of speed and nimbleness, the runner dived towards the unknowing deer. The timber resonated with the startled cry of the deer as it desperately tried to escape. The chase was on, a heart-pounding race through the moonlit timber. In this nightly battle of survival, the runner's determination and cunning were wrinkled against the deer's speed and dexterity. The aftermath hung in the balance, a testament to the protesting laws of nature in the mysterious world of the timber at night. Mysterious dogman sighting. In the dark night, a strange thing happened in a video. You could see a shape that seemed to be dancing in a place where nobody knew what was going on. It was a weird creature, half dog and half man, hidden in the shadows. It wasn't a normal creature. People used to tell stories about it like a legend. This dog man moved in a spooky way, like it knew something we didn't. While the video played, this mysterious creature walked through a dark place, almost like it was being guided by something not from here. Was it like a guardian of the night, keeping secrets only known in the dark? No one could answer that. The dogman might have had a secret plan, following instincts that have been around for a really long time.
What is that?
What was it trying to do? Catch something we couldn't understand? Or maybe it had a special message, some ancient wisdom hidden in the way it moved mysteriously. As the video went on, the confusion got stronger. The strange things the dogman did made people feel a mix of fear and curiosity. With no clear answers, everyone watching couldn't say a word, just stuck in amazement. The dogman's adventure in the night became something more than normal, making people remember that some things like mysteries and shadows are always a bit out of our reach. Bigfoot. A trail camera chilling in the dark, eerie woods captured something jaw-dropping. A colossal Bigfoot. It's like a horror flick come to life. The video gets your heart racing, spooked yet totally curious about what's unfolding in those creepy woods. There it is, this massive Bigfoot making its moves in the dead of night. You can almost feel the tension through the screen. But hold on tight, because here's the kicker. Poof! It disappears. Vanishes into thin air like some mysterious magic trick, yet the camera's got it all recorded. Now imagine watching this unfold in the dark, alone. Goosebumps, right? The video turns into a roller coaster of fright and fascination, leaving you to ponder the big mystery. What on earth is lurking in those shadowy woods? It's the stuff that gives you shivers and keeps you wide awake, wondering what's out there in the dark. Zombie deer. So there's this camera footage from a snowy area. In a super cold place where everything was covered in ice, something really strange happened during the daytime. The whole place looked like a frozen world, and it seemed to hide secrets known only to the icy winds. A camera captured everything, showing a weird shape coming into view. It was not a normal thing you'd see every day, more like a creature from another world. It slowly became clear through the icy mist, like it was breaking the rules of how things are supposed to be. The air itself felt uncomfortable, as if it didn't like this mysterious visitor. Now, here's the surprising part. It wasn't a legendary creature or something from old stories. Nope, it was just a deer, a regular woodland animal. But the super cold air transformed it into something a bit scary. Instead of its usual peaceful look, the deer's face changed into something unsettling. Its eyes, once friendly, now looked really deep and kind of cold, not like the usual warm look animals give. People watching got a creepy feeling as the deer moved strangely through the frozen place. It looked like a zombie deer, even though it probably wasn't. The way it walked seemed like it had a secret mission in the icy silence. Where did it come from? What made it go to this lonely, frozen spot? Those watching couldn't figure it out. The questions hung in the air as the zombie deer kept going, leaving a confusing story behind in the icy emptiness. People who saw it were left in shock, wondering about the mystery that vanished into the freezing unknown.
Now, as compared to all other videos in this list, this one might be the scariest of all. It was uploaded on YouTube in 2020 and freaked everyone out. Some said it was a weird being who lives in the sewers near their home, and others said it was a blob like a human mutant, but it later turned out that it was a man pranking his own friend. The demons and the ghosts might only come out at night, but the witches can do it anytime they want. For instance, this one time when a man caught a woman dressed in white on his camera. She was standing behind the dumpsters, her hair all messy and on her face. Ask me, and she looked like she just came from a horror movie set. Or maybe she actually did. People have been claiming the man here might be Jesus. But is it really? Or was it just some fake edited video? But just for a minute, if we consider it to be real, then wouldn't it be the weirdest clip out there? How did the man vanish into this strong flow of water? Did he survive? And if so, how? So many questions, and just one short clip as an answer is what we have. Look at the couple all happy, in love with each other. The clip seems so lovey-dovey. If you don't pay attention to what's happening in the background, let us slow it down a bit so you can have a closer look at the demon standing right behind them and then disappearing just a second after. Trail cam catching animals doing their usual stuff is old. Animals catching trail cam recording them is new these days. Take this bear for instance. He was going on his way when suddenly he turned towards the camera, giving it a look like acknowledging the fact that the camera is there. It was a stormy day when this guy decided to go on a drive, and he never expected what he was going to see on his way. It was a massive bat, the largest anyone has ever seen. Or was it even a bat? It could be an alien too. You let us know what you guys think. When this clip went viral, it scared the hell out of everyone who watched it. The massive gorilla-like figure was seen in it, But it was no gorilla, and that everyone could tell for sure. But then, what was it? That's the question no one has been able to answer. This video has sent shivers down the spines of everyone who's watched it. In the dead of night, a strange, luminous creature is seen crawling on the ground in an isolated location. Some refer to it as the rake, while others speculate that it might be an unidentified animal. However, the individuals who captured the footage claim that although it resembled a human, it was undoubtedly not human. So what exactly was it? Perhaps we'll never truly know. The dark web is a realm familiar to many, yet accessible to only a few. Trust me when I say that those who have ventured into it have often come to rue their decision. Allow me to present this video as evidence. An eerie creature silently traverses, moving from the hallway into a room and eventually disappearing into unknown territories. And if you suspect it to be a human, take a closer look at its peculiar gait. Does that resemble the movement of a human being to you? This video was captured by a brave soul who thought it would be a really great idea to go out alone into the deep woods at night. He thought he'd end up meeting some unusual beings and, well, guess what? He got exactly what he was expecting. A creepy little cryptid staring right at him from behind the tree. Was it just waiting for the right moment to attack, or was it too scared to come out? The mystery has been unsolved since forever. What this video captured was not only something out of this world, but also seemed to be from another universe. How can a being so effortlessly change shape and then fly away like that? Either there's a lot happening on this planet that we don't know about, or humans have become exceptionally skilled at editing videos. Some kids were playing in a playground when they noticed something unusual near a tree. Intrigued, they approached it to investigate, and this is what they discovered. At first, it resembled a firefly, or perhaps a dragonfly, but after a few moments, it became apparent that it had arms and legs. The creature seemed to possess 4 limbs, 2 arms, and 2 legs. When the video circulated on the internet, many people claimed it was a fairy, while others dismissed it as a hoax. This trail cam was doing its job, recording the animal looking for food or something, and then we see 2 glowing eyes in the background. Could it be a monster or just a bear? No logical explanation was ever given, and all we have is this footage and those 2 terrifying eyes. Out of this minute-long video, you only see it at the very end. A very huge creature doing something under the shade of a tree. According to the person who recorded this, it was a Yeti. But nothing is for sure, as no one had ever seen anything like that in the area before. Hence, the mystery remains unsolved since forever. If you still think fairies aren't real, then explain to me this clip. It clearly shows a creature flying around being all mischievous around the camera, just like Tinkerbell should do. So tell me, if not a fairy, then what can it be? At first I was like, is this something out of a fantasy fiction movie or something? Or maybe it's real. It looks like a dog or a horse maybe, since it's on all 4s. What if they're real? I'm gonna go adopt one ASAP. 2 guys thought they were the paranormal experts, so they went into an abandoned building to see what they can catch there. And they ended up with this creature dressed in all black. Being all brave, they tried following the thing, but when they got to where the creature was, it had already vanished. Bigfoots aren't creatures that prefer to stay in hiding all the time. Sometimes they get so close to humans that it becomes almost impossible for us to believe. That's exactly what happened in this clip, where a man was busy with his baby. As the camera moved up, we saw a big creature going somewhere. The man whose CCTV camera captured this video was left shaken when he saw it. It was his dog playing with another dog, which looked more like a ghost. It happened in Melbourne, and as soon as it hit YouTube, people couldn't help but relate to the movie Pet Sematary. However, no one could tell if it was real or just a camera error. Ask me, and I'd say that looks as real as something can be. But what do you guys think? Now, this video was recorded on a Ring camera in April 2023 and shows a pretty creepy woman being her weird self at someone else's door. Even though she looked like she might be too drunk, the sight of her was creepy enough to scare the homeowners so much that they decided not to open the door and called the police. She tried multiple keys to open the lock, and fortunately none of them worked. But she tried multiple times before walking off the property. A man went to Romania, and from the locals he heard about a weird zoo nearby. He decided to go and check it out. Cameras weren't allowed, so he hid one and went inside. What he captured was something creepy as hell. A man, or something that looked kind of like a man, was in a cage, growling like an animal, and people were there just to watch it, like they were watching other animals. The video just shows us a small glimpse of the creature, and we're left wondering what on earth might be going on there. It might look like a usual video from a nightclub, but wait till you see a tiny creature appearing on your screen and then disappearing in a millisecond. What's even weirder here is that not a single person realized the presence of the creepy thing. Is it that the creature was only visible on the camera and not to the naked eye? And what kind of creature is that exactly? Let me know if you have any insights. I'll be honest about this one. At first, it just looked like a cat to me, but when they zoomed in on it and the creature became clear, that's when I freaked out. I don't know what the woman was thinking, going in there and then getting scared. Of course, the creature was offended, and it also looked like it was ready to pounce on her if she hadn't moved back. Don't you agree? A woman with her head upside down, and maybe she was upside down too? Well, this is what a camera in India captured. The area was already famous for being haunted by all kinds of ghosts at night, and the video just confirmed the fear of the locals, since there's a chance that it might be just a prank by someone. We all think that fairies aren't real, but the people in this village might be thinking otherwise, as they have this abandoned place called the Fairy Village. According to them, fairies lived there once, but had to leave when too many humans started knowing about it. But this is not it. There are many legends and stories famous about it. Some say elves lived there, while others say they see fairies sometimes. In case you want to go visit, it's in the woods of Middlebury. And it all started with them getting on with their fireworks. Whoever was sleeping peacefully in the dark of the night got disturbed and had to come out of the darkness to scare the annoying humans off, and needless to say, it kind of succeeds in doing so. The Barton Mansion is an abandoned building located in California. It's been abandoned for years and is famous for the ghosts that reside in it. However, that was not enough to scare these people, and they decided to go in and confirm it themselves. Well, they got what they were looking for: a ghost with a lantern. Even though we couldn't make much of it, it was still enough to ensure that those guys will never return to the place. There's a video of some guys who went for a walk in the dark woods at night. They had a flashlight, but it was still very dark. While they were walking, they discovered a strange creature sitting on the ground with its back facing them. At first, they thought it was an animal, but when it turned its head, they saw its eerie, glowing eyes and a very creepy face. Some people believe it was a demon, while others think it was a fallen angel. In any case, it's really scary. If you think booby traps are something only old drug dealers and mafias had in their houses, you'll think otherwise after watching this. Two men set up potentially deadly traps on Hiker's Trail in Utah. And yes, it was a normal trail for most hikers in the area. It's a miracle that no one got hurt considering the placement of the traps. We don't know what the dog was thinking in this video. Must have thought it was a regular dog considering the way it was barking. The man recording the video had no idea either since he was so far away. However, when the tall, dark wolf got up, annoyed and done with the dog's barking, we realized it was no little dog. Instead, it was a monstrous wolf. A deceased werewolf was discovered by a farmer who subsequently handed it over to researchers for examination and analysis. Later on, unidentified individuals shared photos and videos of the werewolf, instilling great terror in those who came across them. Despite the researchers' diligent efforts to investigate, they were unable to provide any explanation, further deepening the enigma surrounding the incident. While taking his usual stroll, an Australian man stumbled upon an intriguing creature that resembled a worm but possessed some peculiar characteristics. What truly sets it apart is not its worm-like appearance, but rather its remarkable length and segmented structure. I've never witnessed a worm of such considerable size before. In this intriguing video, we see a cat relaxing under a deck while a bald eagle unexpectedly enters the yard. The cat curiously observes the eagle as it approaches. They have a respectful standoff for over 15 minutes, and the cat cautiously approaches the eagle, causing its back to arch, and the eagle spreads its wings. It's unclear what the eagle's intentions were, whether it was after the cat or something else, but it was an intriguing clip nonetheless. The notion of mermaids being mythical creatures may be called into question after watching this video. In India, a man spotted something extraordinary swimming in the water and approached it for closer examination. To his astonishment, he discovered a creature that bore an uncanny resemblance to a mermaid, albeit smaller in size than anticipated. Could it be a baby mermaid? Or perhaps a tiny drowning monkey? Given the abrupt conclusion of the video, we cannot definitively determine the truth. I don't know what the man was doing on that raft and going exactly where, but when he turned the camera towards the thing he thought was following him, it definitely gave me creeps. If something like that was following me, I don't know how I'd remain so calm and record it all. But, well, he did, and after watching the clip, many suspected it to be a mermaid or something similar. Even though nothing was confirmed, there's still a slight chance that it might be. You must have watched Courage the Cowardly Dog. Well, let's just say life might just be the same for some people. For instance, this young man who recorded the clip of this weird creature lurking somewhere on Earth. Now, I don't know what place that is, and I don't want to know either. Just look at the size. Who would be so calm recording it and not running for their life? Unless it's fake. When a man was looking outside his window, he saw something very weird. There was a man sitting in front if he looked through the glass. But when he saw not from the window glass, there was nobody. How exactly is that possible? Unless it's a vampire or something. But was it? What do you guys think? A few years back, some workers were assigned the work to go to the back side of the factory and check why one of the drainage pipes was blocked, since it was causing a lot of problems. So they went with their phone cameras rolling to get video evidence of whatever problem they faced. But they ended up capturing something they weren't expecting at all. A white figure peeked from inside the pipe, leaving them shocked. This pig comes from China, and it looks very different from other pigs. Its face is shaped in a way that some people find scary, and it has a nose that looks strange, like a person's nose or something that boys have. Because of its unusual face shape, it has trouble breathing, and its tongue sticks out of its mouth in a funny way. When it opens its mouth wide, it looks like it's screaming, but no sound comes out. It seems like nature didn't protect this little piglet enough. Encountering a Bigfoot from a distance is one thing, but witnessing the spectacle of a colossal creature stumbling and tumbling takes it to a whole new level, and that's precisely what this individual managed to capture on camera. Two immense beings, possibly Yetis, were observed devouring an animal, and within seconds, one of them lost balance and rolled down the icy slope. Despite being recorded in 2016, no one has been able to provide a reasonable explanation to this day. It might have been a rake or perhaps a big monkey with shining eyes, though the chances of it being the latter are pretty low because there aren't many monkeys whose eyes glow like that in complete darkness. So what does that mean? Was it truly a garden tool? And if so, where did it go after staring at the camera? Are they hiding in the deep, dark areas, or do you think it's all a hoax? When two guys were in the forest filming and doing their thing, they heard strange sounds coming from somewhere nearby, and they thought it'd be better to go and investigate the area. Unaware of what was coming, they went there, and then this happened. A strange, pale creature came running towards them, scaring the guys. The video ends suddenly, so we're not sure what happened to them. If you believe that you're safe from strange beings when you're at home, you're mistaken. They follow you wherever you go. For example, take a look at this clip. This man thought he lived alone until a child appeared from behind a TV, peeking from behind. The man had to go check, and that's when things got strange, because the child completely disappears when the man reaches there. A dog-like creature that was bent over was captured on camera running away from something. This makes me curious. Was it scared or was it trying to escape after doing something wrong? Despite gaining millions of views online, nobody has been able to identify exactly what it was. We all know that the only purpose of trail cams is to capture wildlife at its best. But sometimes these cameras end up recording some other kind of life at its best too. Just like any bear or lion would, this creepy creature was also distracted by the trail cam. Late at night and before going on its way, the creature made sure to give a nice stare to the camera. And if that was my camera, I'd have removed it from there ASAP. A man happened to capture this slimy thing when it was on his way somewhere, and since it wasn't like anything he'd seen before, he decided to capture it on camera. It doesn't appear to have any eyes, but a head-like thing which moves a little bit. It looks something like what a blob would look like. So is it some new species? And if it is, then I'd rather stay away from this slimy thing. Ever wondered how large anacondas are? What's the maximum limit they can go to? Well, they can easily go to 30 feet, and this anaconda right here can give you an idea of how dangerous these beings can be. The tree can't even hold its weight, and it comes down as this snake tries slithering its way up on it. Watching this, I'm really glad Titanoboas are long gone, or God knows what might have happened. Maybe it really was a rake, or maybe just a gorilla with glowing eyes. Though the chances of it being the latter are pretty low because there aren't many gorillas whose eyes glow like that in pitch dark. So what does that mean? Was it really a rake? And if so, then where did it go after staring at the camera? Are they hiding it in the deep dark regions? Or do you think it's all fake? When two guys were out in the woods filming and doing their thing, they heard weird noises coming from somewhere nearby, and they thought it'd be better to go and check the area out. Not knowing what was coming, they went there, and then this happened. A weird whitish creature came running towards them, freaking them out. The video ends abruptly, so we're not sure what happened to them. If you think you're safe from the weird beings if you're at your home, then you're wrong. They follow you everywhere you go. For instance, take a look at this clip. This man thought he lived alone until a kid appeared from behind the TV, peeking from behind. The man had to go check, and that's when things got weird, because the kid completely vanishes when the man reaches there. And this bended like a dog creature was caught on camera running away from something. And this is the point where I wonder, was it scared of something? Or did it do something and was trying to run and not get caught? Even after millions of views on the internet, no one was able to tell exactly what that was. While most individuals tend to avoid perilous situations, there are those inquisitive souls who relish delving deep into the enigmatic realms. Take, for instance, this duo who, during their forest expedition, stumbled upon an abandoned mine shaft. Judging by its appearance, it seemed as though centuries had passed since anyone had set foot inside. Contrary to the instincts of regular folks, these two individuals decided to approach the mine shaft and investigate its contents. However, within seconds, they discovered why the mine shaft had been forsaken. An unusual creature with luminous eyes suddenly materialized out of thin air. Some men were driving their way home late at night when they saw something weird nearby, so they stopped their car and decided to film it on their camera. And when you see this, you'll be just freaked out as it shows a creepy creature looking towards the men from behind something. Some claimed it was the rake, while others said it was just someone in a costume, but nothing was for sure. This cat was doing the usual cat stuff, and the owner of the cat was recording herself being herself, just like most cat people out there do. But then something weird happened. A creepy hand came from under the drawer and tried grabbing the cat. People were quick to suspect it was a demon living under there. What do you think about it? When people started hearing weird noises coming from the sewers, they informed the authorities. However, even after investigating, there was nothing to be found, so they set a camera under there, and this is what the camera recorded. A pair of glowing eyes. Like the creatures came to inspect and quickly ran away after seeing the camera. Pretty scary, don't you think? In April 2023, people saw a mysterious creature swimming in the water. It was in a park where most of them went jogging in the morning, so a lot of witnesses were there. The creature looked like it was stuck in the water but refused to come out, so no one could really tell what it was except that it was unusual and nothing like they'd ever seen before. To some, it looked like a serpent, but nothing was ever confirmed. When the video was uploaded, no one could tell what it was. A caterpillar? Or maybe some other insect? But it didn't look like anyone had seen before. Well, I did my research, and it came out to be a thing called a case-bearing clothes moth. And this thing is just as weird as its name. They're named due to the silken case the larva weaves to protect itself while it's eating your carpet, and, well, I too would be weirded out if I ever saw one. What may appear as an incredibly creepy thing to you is actually a creature called a cystosoma. These are the world's most transparent animals, and yes, they do look peculiar. If you're thinking it's a prawn, it's not. Cystosoma belongs to a genus of marine mud flatworms, but it's distinct from all others based on its appearance. If you easily get scared of bugs, then pray to God that you never encounter this creature in your home. It's worse than any spider or any other bug on this planet. With countless legs and unsettling movements, let's just hope we never come face to face with this creature in real life. These four friends were enjoying their time capturing their pictures and all when something weird happened. A lizard-like thing, but bigger in size, appeared out of nowhere and ran towards the guys. We can hear them scream before the clip ends, so I don't think something good happened there. Creepy things can happen anywhere, and creepy creatures can appear anywhere, and this woman experienced it when at home. While all she wanted was to record her baby playing on the ground, she ended up getting footage of a tiny being running free in their home. And no, it wasn't a lizard or a rat. In fact, it looked kind of like a human, but a very tiny one. So does that mean dwarfs are real? Is it a plant or some new kind of bird babies? Well, whatever they are, I'll be staying far, far away from them because they already look quite creepy in a video. When this clip hit the internet, it had everyone in shock. To some, it was a rare sea animal, and to others, they were alien babies. But to me, they're something I should stay away from. While we think that fish are for water and we are for land, these snakeheads are here to prove us all wrong. They can move just as efficiently and quickly on land as they can in water. And now I think that we need to not just look out for snakes hiding somewhere, but these snakeheads too.
See you, bud.
A man had the most terrifying moment of his life when he was tarpon fishing at sunrise in a tropical wetland in Florida. Everything was going well, and he even managed to catch a fish. But that's when things started going the wrong way. As he started reeling in the spool, he noticed a gigantic alligator raising its head out of the water and about to approach him. Stunned, he stepped back, but the reptile chased him. Even though he got lucky and the gator turned back, that was one scary experience to remember. What looked like a bunch of school kids going somewhere in a line was actually a group of fish who were having the time of their lives on land. Maybe they just wanted to try something new and were bored with their life in water? Whatever the reason, the fish kind of scared 1 million people on the internet from the video. However, we'll tell you that these are mud skippers, and they're actually known to be able to breathe air while out of the water. Incredible, right? A usual night ride back home became a scary one when these bikers and other people started crossing the bridge. What awaited them was a humanoid creature walking on the bridge. Nobody knew what it was and where exactly it was going. The only thing that seems suspicious here is the normal manner everyone's going about their thing. The biker says he got scared, but why was he getting so close then? Imagine you're enjoying a fun night with your friends when suddenly a huge animal appears from the darkness and locks eyes with you. I can't fathom why these people chose to stay and record it. That creature is an enormous wolf, my friend. Your safest option is to run as fast as you can to save yourself. 2 teenagers in Akron, Ohio were on their work break when they noticed something unusual outside their car window near a cemetery. They saw a dark figure digging something up in the cemetery, but it didn't look like a human. The figure had a strange body shape and thin arms. Some people suggested it could be a Sasquatch or even a zombie, but the true identity of the figure remains unknown. The girls were scared and quickly drove away. Regardless, it's unsettling to think that something non-human was disturbing graves. A news reporter was sharing a regular story when something incredibly strange happened behind her. A bright light appeared in the sky, and her cameraman pointed it out. The reporter was visibly shocked as the light orb flew away, which was very bright and illuminated the area around it, indicating that it wasn't fake. And since it was broadcast live some years ago, it would have been difficult to add special effects. However, well, I can't be very sure about it. When the man thought it was just a baby cougar and nobody else, the mama cougar was there watching him. And in a minute, it sprinted towards the man very quickly but came to a halt a short distance away. This continued for 6 whole minutes, which must have felt like the longest 6 minutes of the man's life. This man deserves credit for remaining calm and not running away as most people would have done. He also never turned his back to the cougar, and that decision ultimately saved his life. Sometimes trail cams, which are primarily used to capture wildlife, end up recording something else as well. This strange creature, like a bear or lion, got distracted by the trail cam one night. Before leaving, it gave a creepy stare to the camera. If it were my camera, I would have it removed immediately. While going about his usual routine, this truck driver caught something super creepy on his dash cam. And if you watch the video at regular speed, you might miss it. But if you slow it down a bit, you'll spot a strange figure standing by the roadside. What the heck was that thing? Some folks are saying it's an extraterrestrial, but others are calling it a hoax. But even if it was staged, it's still enough to give you the heebie-jeebies. Don't you agree? So there was this guy living in the middle of nowhere with a bunch of trees behind his house. Every day he kept hearing these freaky noises that he just couldn't explain. So he came up with a plan to get to the bottom of it. He set up a camera in his backyard and another one in the woods. And let me tell you, the footage he got was seriously spooky.
What is that?
My bad, man.
He caught this bizarre creature in his backyard that looked like it was wearing some kind of freaky mask. And in the woods, he caught another creature that was glowing like crazy. It was totally nuts. But even after all that, nobody knows what the heck those things actually were. A strange video filmed on a Canadian mountain has left people scratching their heads. The footage shows a massive creature that left the videographer stunned. The next day, when he returned to film again, the creature was nowhere to be seen. After posting the video, many people had different ideas about what the creature could be, ranging from a Nephilim or Yeti to a secret military experiment. Let us know what you guys think. Let's say the day's pretty stormy outside and you still think that you need to go outside to see how bad the weather is. And when you do, this is what you see? What will you do? Obviously go back into the house as soon as possible, right? Unlike this man who thought he should take his camera out and record it all. A brave soul, I must say, or maybe it's fake. What do you think? Just the head out of the water, standing straight, not even moving an inch, and water dripping from its mouth. This is a creature which was caught on camera somewhere in China. As soon as the video hit the internet, people started claiming it was a sea dragon. But the question is it really? Or is it just a fountain more than half inside the water? Let us know if you know anything about it. Long gone are the days when black cats were considered signs of bad luck or other things, but there are times when I find myself wondering, what if those people were right? And you'll agree with me when you see this black cat with glowing eyes staring straight towards the man. She refuses to clear the path for the man, which of course scares the hell out of him. And not only that, she also attacks and hisses at the man, What remains unexplained is what caused this cat to show such weird behavior. Insects are creepy, and there's no denying that, but what if I tell you that these creatures are starting to get even creepier? Look at this one, for instance. When people saw it for the first time, they weren't just weirded out, but also confused, not knowing what kind of insect it was. But let me tell you, it's called Creatonittos gangus, and it's a kind of moth, usually called the monster moth, created by Satan himself. While exploring the park, a man stumbled upon a squishy mass in the pond that bore a striking resemblance to a brain wiggling around in the water. Fortunately, it wasn't a human brain as he initially feared. Nevertheless, its peculiar nature was just as bewildering as a real brain would have been. It turned out to be a collection of minuscule creatures rarely seen before. People who've encountered this unusual formation have given it interesting monikers such as Blob Monster and Dragon Booger. A security guard whose duty, unfortunately, was of night, and he had to guard the building all night long. For some days, he was hearing weird noises like someone slamming the door, but he didn't pay much attention to it. But one day, it was getting a little too much, so gathered all the courage and went to check who exactly is there. While he couldn't see anyone, his camera captured a ghostly shadow on it. But was the ghost behind all those noises, or was there something more scary hidden? No one could even answer that. A Facebook picture circulated in 2014 had a lot of people up there worried. The post was shared thousands of times within a few hours and had a lot of people uttering the word skinwalker, a well-known legend in Indian country. The picture shows an unexplained being lurking on the side of a road. Someone caught a really creepy video and posted it online. It shows a creature that looks like a spider or maybe a crab, and it scared a lot of people. At first, I thought it was just a dog dressed up in a spider suit, but when I took a closer look, I realized it definitely wasn't a dog. The only dog in the video looked totally freaked out by the weird bent-legged things too. So we're all pretty confused about what it could be. So there was this male deer in Ottawa, Canada that got caught on camera losing its antlers. It might seem strange to us, but it's actually a regular thing for male deer to lose their antlers in winter to make way for new ones. The shedding process usually happens from late winter to early spring. It was funny to see that the deer in the video seemed surprised by what was happening and ran away looking confused. It's really hard to figure out what those lights in the sky are. Some people think they might be aliens, but others think it's just a bug in front of the camera. Do you think this means aliens are visiting us, or maybe they're here but we don't even know it? Also, what about those strange flying objects we sometimes see? The government just released a report on them, but there's still not enough evidence to know for sure what they are. We know how birds travel from one place to another in flocks, all flying together to search for new places to live and feed, right? But this murmuration of a massive flock of birds was just something else. Even the researchers said they'd never seen such a kind of behavior in birds before, and that it might be alarming as well. Do you doubt the existence of Bigfoot and other creatures like that? Well, check this out. There's some drone footage that might make you think twice. In the video, you can see some enormous trees shaking like crazy as if a giant monster is trying to pull them out of the ground. And we're not talking about puny trees. These ones are huge and super tall. No way could a person or machine do something like that. So do you still believe that Bigfoots are just made-up stories? And this video was captured on a trail cam, and it's just too cute to miss. You can see a mother fox and her 4 cubs all playing around and annoying their mom a bit, but she doesn't seem to mind at all. What's even more amazing is that the family seems completely oblivious to the fact that they're being recorded. This picture shows a Bigfoot walking through the woods. It was taken by a trail cam installed in the Charleston area, but when they went to investigate it, it turned out to just be a cutout of a cardboard, which was all part of a prank pulled by someone. Believe it or not, this bear from Boulder, Colorado has become the new selfie champ. The story goes that this curious creature found a camera with a motion sensor and decided to go wild with it. The outcome? More than 400 snapshots of the bear posing in all kinds of ways, giving his best sultry gaze and even making some goofy faces. This bear wasn't going to quit until it got every picture just right for social media. So, I know spotting an old man just walking anywhere does not sound spooky or anything, but spotting something which looks like an old man but with no head and carrying God knows what in his hand is one disturbing thing. To some it was a demon, while to others some kind of prank. But whatever it was, the man was not something you'd want to encounter in your life. Most of us just want to stay away from danger, but some curious minds, they just love diving deep into the mysteries. For instance, these two. While wandering in the forest, they came across an abandoned mine shaft. By the looks of it, it seemed like it's been centuries till the mine shaft has been used by anyone. So, well, unlike every normal human being, these two decided to go a little closer and check what was in there. And a second later, we knew the reason why the mine shaft was abandoned, as a weird creature with glowing eyes just pops out of nowhere. Just as spiders have been caught crawling on the trail cams, some other weird creatures have been caught flying here and there as well. For instance, take this one. This Ring camera was supposed to keep eyes on the intruders, but what it recorded left the house owners in shock. At first, what you see might look like a spider, but some tiny strange creatures keep flying around the camera. But what was it? Some fairies or something else? Do let us know what you guys think. When this man was trying to find something out of the ordinary in the woods, he came across exactly that. A weird, tiny creature with glowing eyes hiding deep under some abandoned well. And even though he was just looking for that kind of thing, the man did not stop for even a second to have a closer look at that thing. This video captures this super creepy guy lurking around in the woods. The person filming tries to have a chat with him and figure out what he's doing there.
How you doing? Oh.
But he doesn't say a single word. Instead, he just makes these spine-chilling noises that'll totally creep you out. After a moment, the man begins crawling out of the woods in the most bizarre manner, and that's when the person filming becomes spooked and decides to leave the area. So there's this video of these guys who went for a night walk in the woods. They had a flashlight, but it was still hella dark. As they were walking, they found this strange creature sitting on the ground with its back to them. At first, they figured it was some sort of animal, but when it turned its head around, they saw these creepy glowing eyes and a super creepy face. Some folks say it was a demon, while others reckon it was a fallen angel. Either way, it's some seriously spooky stuff. This video features a man who was intrigued by unusual sounds emanating from the sewer near his home. He'd heard similar noises before and had seen what he believed to be an extraterrestrial being. In a courageous attempt, he tried to communicate with the creature, but the outcome was anything but calm. While some speculate that it may have been the rake, the identity of the creature remains a mystery. Where trail cameras usually take pictures of animals when they're doing their normal things like resting, looking for food, and doing their daily tasks, sometimes these cameras capture really strange and funny moments too. Like this bear who was just doing its bear things when suddenly it saw something really strange in front of it. It was its own reflection. Can you imagine? The bear was really surprised and didn't like it at all. It didn't expect to see itself like that, and it got upset, or at least it seemed like it did. This CCTV camera was only mounted to ensure the safety of the vehicles and all, but it ended up recording a weird creature who crawled up to a poster on the wall and then continued to scratch it to pieces before moving away and out of the camera's reach. And even if we look at it closely, it looks nothing like a human wearing any costume. This Eagle Cam captures amazing footage off the coast of Southern California, specifically the west end of Catalina Island. We see a bald eagle in its cliffside nest about to settle for the night. A sly fox approaches hoping for free eggs, but Mama Eagle intimidates it. She calls for her mate who quickly responds. The fox posed no threat to the eagle, but was after the eggs. This video reveals the dangers of lurking in the wild and for the animals at night, as some predators prefer coming out when others are asleep. In January 2021, a clip went viral which showed a weird hairless creature crawling up to things in the jungle. As much as it creeped people out, it also alerted the authorities who began the search for it. And after months and months of search, they actually did find it. Though the bear was in pretty rough condition, he was scared and weak and had to be kept in a cage before he was transferred to somewhere safe and where he can be taken care of. These trees were recorded moving. Like literally moving from one place to another. Was it the neighborhood that annoyed them, or they felt unsafe due to humans? We could never know since trees don't talk. Now this one might be just an image taken by a trail cam and not a whole video, but this single image is enough for us to get an idea about how eerie and unbelievable life in the woods can be. Was it an alien or just an animal from an unusual angle? We can't say for sure, but you let us know if you have any ideas. If you think it's just another usual trail cam video which shows gorillas sitting here and there and busy with their normal routine, that's not the case. These aren't just any gorillas. These are the Cross River gorillas, and sadly they're endangered with only 200 individuals left to survive. In fact, these are the rarest gorillas on the whole planet. And this trail cam happened to capture these majestic creatures living their lives in Cameroon. You must be thinking it's too dark and too blurry to actually determine that's a Bigfoot going about in the woods, but the size of the creature and what we can make out from the darkness, I don't see any chance of it being some other animal other than Bigfoot. I mean, we can see it walking on 2 feet and it being all dark and hairy, and its size as compared to the trees is pretty huge. Ask me, and I'd say it's a Bigfoot for sure. This man had heard that mysterious creatures lurk in the desert, especially at night. So he did what anyone would do, set up a camera and waited for the night to pass so he could go check if it captured anything unusual. And to his surprise, it actually did. What was it? A death worm? An alien? A monster? We'll give you a moment to take a guess. But when he inspected it all, it turned out it was just a buffalo. But scary nonetheless. Don't worry, man, we were just as confused as you were. In June 2022, a man's security camera happened to click a photo which had the whole world in shock. Even the mainstream media couldn't help but feature it. They called it the Wolfman. Nobody had any idea if that was someone playing a prank or was it really a wolfman. At first, the residents of the area thought it was just a coyote responsible for the missing animals and spreading fear everywhere, so they set up cameras everywhere in hopes of catching the animal in the act. However, what the camera ended up recording was something that blew their minds. A huge creature was seen lurking in the woods. And what else could it be except for the famous Sasquatch, right? It was never caught, but was never seen ever again either. Maybe it's since that humans have come about it. What do we call a person gliding through the streets? Not walking like normal human beings, but moving in some otherworldly form? We call it a ghost, and a ghost is what this CCTV camera ended up recording. Now, don't ask me whose ghost it was, because I don't know about that, but it does seem like in a hurry. Maybe he was going on his daily haunting duty. What do you say? A crooked, glowing creature moving in the weirdest way possible in the street. If I ever see something like that, I'm going to leave the country for good. I don't know how these people get the courage to actually stand there and record such stuff. And, well, as soon as this video hit the internet, it had everyone in shock. Questions arising from everywhere about the authenticity of the clip and the identity of the creature, but the questions had been unanswered ever since. How fast is a mountain lion, and how sneaky is it? If you find yourself wondering such questions, then we're here to give you answers. As this mountain lion sneaked up on the deer, and the deer was all clamped in its claws in a matter of mere seconds, and good thing this was all captured on a trail cam installed somewhere in California, and if you notice, the leap is right on the neck, fast and on target. Amazing. When one cougar minded its own business, the other one was in a mood of letting the man know how dangerous he can be. So he ran as fast as he could towards the man and stopped just a few inches away. And he did it for 6 minutes straight. Might be the longest 6 minutes of that man's life. And about the man, I would say he did a great job at staying calm and not taking off running as most people would have done, and he never turned away from the cougar. And that's what saved his life. When these pictures went viral online, they really got people talking. They show a little cat sitting on top of some big animals, which surprised a lot of folks. Nobody could believe how chill the cat was about it. Some people even made jokes about the cat being the boss of all the other animals. But then some experts gave their 2 cents and said that the cat, which is called a genet, was likely using the other animals as a lookout point to find prey. That's pretty clever if you ask me. There was a guy in Brazil who saw something strange on a rooftop while he was doing his own thing and decided to record it. What he captured was a weird creature that looked like a huge ant hanging out on the roof. Some people thought it was extraterrestrial, but to me it looks like a really big ant. Brazil has all sorts of creepy crawlies, so who knows what else is out there, right? The freakiest part is that the creature vanishes right after the guy spots it. What was it doing up there? We may never find out. Have you ever seen those spooky creatures people call night crawlers or soul walkers? They can give you the creeps, but they're also strangely calming. There's this video from California back in 2011 that shows 2 stick-like figures walking through the woods. They almost look like a family of ghosts, with one resembling a little baby ghost and the other maybe a ghost mom or dad. It's a peaceful and serene scene, and I hope they were able to keep wandering about undisturbed. Trail cameras are used to take pictures of animals in the wild, but sometimes they capture something really creepy. Like this one time, a man in a clown mask was caught on camera in the forest at night. We don't know what he was doing there, or if he was even a real person. The spooky clown stared right at the camera before vanishing into the woods, giving everyone the creeps. Who knows what other scary stuff is out there lurking in the shadows? The deep, dark woods conceal secrets and elusive creatures that have managed to evade human detection. Despite our assumptions that certain species have gone extinct, they persist in their natural habitats, hidden from our eyes. However, a trail camera recently captured a remarkable sighting in Vietnam, a 2-tone mouse deer that scientists believed had been extinct for 30 years. The footage astonished the world as it revealed a healthy and lively creature meandering through the woods. So there was a video that captured an elk on a trail cam wearing a tire like a necklace. Crazy, right? This poor elk had the tire around his neck for 2 years while going about his daily life. As time passed, his neck and antlers grew bigger, which made it impossible for him to remove the tire by himself. Luckily, wildlife officials came to the rescue. They gave the elk some medicine to make him sleep and attempted to remove the tire. Sadly, they had to remove his antlers too. But don't worry, the elk will grow a new pair of antlers in due time. The Wildlife Channel put cameras in the jungle to see the animals there. They were hoping to film them doing normal things, but what the cameras showed was surprising. The bears they caught on camera were dancing and moving their bodies like Shakira. It's pretty amazing that bears can dance like that, but did you know that bears also get itchy? And instead of scratching themselves with their paws like we do, they use trees. And look at them go. They're really enjoying themselves, aren't they? When you go camping, unexpected guests might drop by, like mosquitoes and other bugs if you're lucky. But if you're not, like the guy in this video, a big male lion and 2 lionesses might pay you a visit. The man was sleeping soundly in his tent when all of a sudden this happened. Luckily, he stayed put and didn't try to run away. The lion seemed more curious than anything and didn't harm him. Despite the scare, the camper had an unforgettable night. So there's this really weird thing that a camera caught in the forest. It looked like the earth was moving up and down, almost like it was taking a break from spinning and going around the sun. People call it the breathing earth because it's like the ground is breathing. This happens when the wind is strong and the ground is loose. It can be pretty scary if you don't know what's going on. You might think the earth is going to swallow you up. It's definitely one of the craziest things ever caught on trail camera. Recently, a trail camera recorded an intense brawl between two male bears. It all started when one of the bears let out a bone-chilling snarl, warning the other bear to back off. Things quickly escalated from there, with the bears wrestling and biting each other in a wild frenzy. The fight lasted for a few minutes before they eventually went their separate ways. It was a crazy scene that happened deep in the heart of the woods. A creepy trail cam pic caused a stir online because a little girl was seen in the middle of nowhere with no humans around. People wondered how she got there or if she was a ghost, but it turns out she was just with her grandpa and the pic was taken in the woods. No need to be scared, she's a real human. This picture was captured by a trail camera in the dead of night. We haven't been able to investigate it further, but it appears to be a rake lurking in the darkness of the woods. We're keeping our eyes peeled for any updates, but for now, all we have is this eerie image, and people are saying it's real. It isn't always the animals or the mysterious beings that lurk in the woods. Sometimes it's humpback whales also, found laying all deep in the woods. And how exactly the whale ended up there, so far away from the ocean? Well, that's been a mystery ever since. When a man went out to check his trail cam and what it captured this time, he was stunned to see the picture the camera had taken. To some, it appeared like two glowing eyes, and to others, it was a UFO. Since it was just a picture, we can't say if it was fake or just something which looks eerie. Crocodiles are super deadly creatures. They don't care about anyone or anything, not even if you're just trying to record them with a camera. They can sneak up on you real slow, and before you know it, you're stuck in their powerful jaws with no escape. These fierce felines hunt and chow down on all sorts of critters, but one time one of them got snapped by a camera while running into a rattlesnake on its way somewhere. It made sure to take out the snake before resuming its original plans, but man, it really had to work hard to take down that snake. It used its sharp claws and teeth to crush and bite the snake's head in an epic battle. At first, the coyote could be seen running away from the camera's range of vision, and shortly after, the mountain lion appeared and chased after the coyote. And after a few seconds, we could hear the coyote screaming for help, indicating that the mountain lion had caught it. That's how fast these deadly lions are. Have you ever seen videos of people fighting that go viral online? It happens quite a bit, right? But it's actually pretty rare to come across videos of kangaroos fighting. Well, I recently saw one on trail camera footage. These two kangaroos were squabbling and it was pretty interesting to watch. The fight started when they grabbed each other by the neck and tried to knock each other over. But in the end, they both walked away peacefully. Pretty cool, huh? A home security camera in Texas ended up recording a girl dressed in all white walking through the backyard. When the family saw it, they were all perplexed as the girl was not someone they knew or had ever seen. But then, who was it? A ghost? Or just someone pulling a prank? Humans have a natural curiosity that drives them to investigate anything unusual. But in this particular case, a man took his curiosity to the extreme. He heard strange sounds coming from the woods and decided to explore it late at night to see if he could find anything interesting. To his surprise, he stumbled upon a strange creature behind a tree, making weird whistle-like sounds.
What the hell is that? What the hell?
Realizing the danger, he quickly ran away as fast as he could without looking to see if the creature was following him. It seems his curiosity got the best of him in this scary encounter. The Amazon rainforest is a place where you can find unique and unusual creatures. People often put trail cameras there to capture these animals. Recently, a rare Amazonian short-eared dog was spotted on one of these cameras. The species was thought to be almost extinct for a while, and researchers were losing hope of finding any. However, this video gave them new hope. The dog was just sniffing around in the forest like any other day. Teams have been sent to locate the dog so that it can be kept safe in a preserve and live longer. Now, this camera was installed in a wolf's den to see and keep track of what the mama wolf and her cubs were up to all the time. And this is how this mama was recording, trying to have some me time without her annoying kids ruining it. She left them out and came back to rest, but no, the kids won't leave her alone. They came back to annoy the hell out of their mother, leaving her angry and frustrated. I guess kids are all the same, no matter if they're humans or animals. This video was recorded in 2017 by a guy who was cycling in the woods. Now, the purpose behind this guy being there is unknown, but what he managed to capture is something way more interesting. A clown standing straight and emotionless in the middle of the woods. As the guy saw the clown at first, he tried going near him, but after a few seconds thought it was better to just get out of the place. The best decision, I say. The man who recorded this clip described the creature as looking like a dinosaur, but as it hit the internet, people couldn't help but wonder if it was the famous Loch Ness Monster. However, wildlife expert Ron McGill of Zoo Miami weighed in and suggested that the creature may just be a small whale surfacing. Still, nothing's for sure. There's always a chance that it can be the monster. You do let us know what you think, though. Trail cams get footage at times which is not possible if a person with a camera is recording. For instance, where this buck was filmed being a sleepyhead. Even though this is just a few seconds long, according to the owner of the camera, the deer usually comes every day and lay down at the exact same spot to take a short nap. Maybe it's the area that he likes, or maybe it's the camera. I mean, who knows, right? A crooked, glowing creature moving in the weirdest way possible in the street? If I ever see something like that, I'm going to leave the country for good. I don't know how these people get the courage to actually stand there and record such stuff. And, well, as soon as this video hit the internet, it had everyone in shock. Questions arising from everywhere about the authenticity of the clip and the identity of the creature, but the questions had been unanswered ever since. There was a guy in Brazil who saw something strange on a rooftop while he was doing his own thing and decided to record it. What he captured was a weird creature that looked like a huge ant hanging out on the roof. Some people thought it was extraterrestrial, but to me it looks like a really big ant. Brazil has all sorts of creepy crawlies, so who knows what else is out there, right? The freakiest part is that the creature vanishes right after the guy spots it. What was it doing up there? We may never find out. Trail cameras are used to take pictures of animals in the wild, but sometimes they capture something really creepy. Like this one time, a man in a clown mask was caught on camera in the forest at night. We don't know what he was doing there, or if he was even a real person. The spooky clown stared right at the camera before vanishing into the woods, giving everyone the creeps. Who knows what other scary stuff is out there lurking in the shadows? Well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get updates related to our latest videos.
Oh.
Oh!
Let's embark on a journey to the dangerous world of the animal kingdom, where the phrase survival of the fittest truly applies. We explore the most dramatic, intriguing, and lethal interactions between wild animals today. Prepare to be amazed by the sheer force of nature, its never-ending wrath, and its incredible survival tactics as you witness everything from the violent conflicts found deep in the thick forest to the freezing tundras of the Arctic. Roland, largest sea elephant. It is a video of the largest sea elephant, Roland, from 1931. The man in the video pats Roland very politely. Roland keeps his head out of the water as the man feeds him food, which is most likely to be a fish. The man moves Roland to another location. Roland gets into the water and swims for a little while. The man calls him out to feed him. Roland gets out of the water and stands with the man in the video. He feeds him and pats him on his face very gently. Roland gets to the ground and makes some noise. Survival of the swiftest. Buckle up your seatbelts because you'll witness one of the most daunting encounters between a wild beast and its alleged prey. The video began with a leopard tightrope walking over a tall tree in the forest. The leopard seemed confused and a bit scared as the mighty beast was surrounded by a group of wild pigs waiting to attack him. The pigs kept circling around the sheltered tree, hoping for the tiger to stroll down into their trap. You would not believe it, but the predator did crawl down, not to get himself attacked, but to pick his dinner among the litter of pigs. The young piglet was caught in no time and was carried all the way to the top of the tree, leaving no time to spare for the pigs to even fight back. Chimpanzee last moments. The camera caught something mysterious and heart-touching. It was a very affecting video. It was a scene of a chimpanzee that was on her last breaths. It was a very sad moment taped by the camera. The chimpanzee was reuniting with its caretaker. The chimp was lying and its caretaker was rubbing its back. It seemed like that he was loving the chimp. He also gives the chimp to eat something. It was lying by closing its eyes. It suddenly opens its eyes to see its caretaker. Both the chimp and the caretaker were sad about it. The air was truly filled with sorrow and misery. The chimp was trying to hold close the man, it also rubbing its hand on the caretaker. Touching his face and holding the hand of caretaker seemed like that it was very sad on leaving him. It was a very deep, heart-touching misery mystery. The atmosphere was held up with sorrow. The man was also sad about it. It made all the people sad and utterly worried after seeing this. Adorable danger. Sometimes animals can give you a hard time, and peaceful situations can take the worst turns. A similar video is circulating over the internet in which a woman was sitting comfortably at her front door porch when a group of cute raccoons came wandering down her alley. Raccoons are generally considered adorable and almost harmless. Yes, almost harmless. They started sniffing around the woman, mesmerized by their innocence. The woman began taking pictures of them. Soon, the woman got comfortable with these wild raccoons and started gesturing one of them towards herself. And at this point, things got out of control when the raccoon bit her finger, forcing her to drop everything and run inside her home. That's why it is advised, guys, not to get close to these wild animals, as you can catch rabies if you aren't vaccinated.
No! Oh my god! Okay.
Peculiar sights.
Yo, this isn't good. This isn't good.
Have you ever thought about renovating your house? Renovation might give your home an upgrade, but are you aware of underlying mysteries and dangers hidden behind the closed cemented walls, dilapidated leaking rooftops, and your basement could be a perfect place for such unwanted creatures? A similar incident took place when a reconstruction guy found something peculiar, almost out of this world while renovating a house. The video began with a man recording the hidden area lying underneath the rooftop. It was an old, worn-out place, as if it hadn't been in use for a long time. And to our astonishment, two unknown guests had captured this place all by themselves. These creatures looked like an owl by face, but their four limbs had something else to say. These creatures looked like aliens, unlike anything from the real world. However, the mystery lies in whether this discovery of such eerie creatures was real or another fake publicity stunt.
Yo, look at that. What is that?
Leopard's Feast. Let us dive into the daring encounters of wildlife where anything can be preyed upon within a period. In one similar instance, a leopard was seen attacking an animal close to its own size. The leopard made no mistake hunting down a giant animal. It struck an adult capybara from behind the bushes, grasped it tightly by its sharp-pointed canines, and kept attacking him until the poor soul was lifeless. The capybara did try to fight off this vicious beast, But in the end, one had to be prey to someone, and it was Leopard's day to feast on this poor creature. Woodpecker in hot waters. Remember guys, on your bad days, even the things you're good at might give you a headache and can lead you into hot waters. In this video, a bird can be seen stuck in the tree by its beak. And you know what's surprising? This is no ordinary bird. It's the famous woodpecker who somehow got its beak plunged forcefully into the tree's bark. Woodpeckers are famous for drilling holes inside the bark of the tree with their incredible poking ability with their beak. But this poor soul might be going through a tough day. However, in no time, the bird was saved by a man. And then it flew away to poke some other trees. Man versus Jaws. We have another thrilling video about these wild encounters, so you know that it is life-threatening to disturb these savage predators, as things could get sour very quickly. In this thrilling video, a man can be seen waddling the tail of an enormous crocodile. I don't know how he managed to go even near that ominous predator, let alone manhandling that giant tail. The fearless man didn't stop there. He patted that vicious crocodile who could have swallowed the man in a single bite. A similar thing happened when the man started patting his back. The crocodile shifted his head, opened his mouth wide apart, and attacked the man. Luckily, the man managed to escape from the nerve-wracking situation. Slippery escape. Snakes are known to be one of the swiftest land dwellers who slither towards their prey in the blinking of the eye. Though it's easy to catch a snake if you're a pro and follow your guidelines. Sometimes even the tiniest snakes can give you a tough time. In this video, a man wrapped a collar around a small snake. The collar was made of wire to catch the snake. As the man tried to cover the trap around its neck, it disappeared into thin air, freeing himself from the shackles of wildlife hunters. Shooting star. Let me take you guys on a cool celestial journey under the starry night where dreams become reality and the heavenly bodies hug the earth at its horizon. This spectacular phenomenon was caught on camera at 11:57 p.m. when a shining and glazing streak occurred over the sky. It was not an ordinary shooting star, as the lightning streak it made was so bright, almost like a firework. This beautiful sight was witnessed over Mount Waverly on a quiet night filled with darkness. This awe-inspiring sight of a meteor swimming gradually across the vast black sky, leaving behind its enormous fireworks, was enough to be completely mesmerized by these stellar objects. Wild encounter at Sea Park. Would you ever let your child go near a wild sea animal without proper caution and care? The answer should be no, as these fantastic creatures take no time to harm you and your children and can leave you with irreparable damage. The video presented a scene of an alleged sea-themed park having various shows and sea animals. In the video, a sea seal can be seen performing gestures while a man tries to mount his daughter on the seal's back. Everything seemed normal, a cute picture day for the little one. But soon, things took a vicious turn. The seal suddenly snapped back at the poor child, frightening her for the rest of her life. Though the parents were quick enough to pull back their child, this video provides evidence for the untamed nature of these animals, and they can be harmful if left unobserved. Polar bear in the wild. Imagine yourself going for a camping venture with your friends deep in the thick mountainous regions surrounded by a sky-high forest, only to meet a snowy beast for your welcome. A scary event, isn't it? The video showed a spectacular sight of this daunting creature, a polar bear. Draped in all-white fur moving briskly through the woods, the bear had a colossal statue, with its pointed paws leaving behind the imprints of his existence. It is quite a rare sight to witness polar bears or grizzly bears in the mountains, as they keep themselves hidden far from human company. But sometimes they do make appearances. Polar bears are fierce and very dangerous, but simultaneously they are a beautiful and rare sight. Camel's prickly palate. Have you ever wondered how camels eat prickly desert vegetation without getting sore mouths? It's all because of their incredibly hard palate. You know, camels have this peculiar feature that serves as a shield of protection at the top of their mouths. They can chew their food entirely without facing the risk of getting hurt because of their hard palate. Think of it as their lips' natural armor. Therefore, these hardy animals can consume harsh, thorny plants in the desert with ease and effectiveness. Camels have several exciting adaptations that help them survive in the harsh desert. This is only one of them. It's impressive how well nature equips its species for survival. A giant floating balloon.
That is a big animal.
Well, I was asking for an octopus.
Yeah.
You might have seen many octopuses floating across the ocean, spreading their tentacles around, but have you ever witnessed them performing tricks with their tentacles? One such spectacular video surfaced over the internet, capturing the beauty of a giant octopus at the very depth of the ocean. In the video, an unusual kind of octopus made its appearance. The octopus had an orange-colored body with long iridescent tentacles that were swaying freely in the ocean. The octopus was creating amazing patterns with tentacles, wrapping them around its body, stretching them across their length almost like a floating balloon with a giant head dancing in the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, he seems a little
That's fantastic.
unnerved.
I wish we could see the other end.
Oh my gosh.
Jungle Bridge surprise. Walking through the mountains is a fun sport, but it can become even more exciting and dangerous if the forest residents come to welcome you. The video began with a family walking through a swinging bridge deep in the forest. They had their children along with them through this dangerous trail. Little did they know that this bridge was a swinging rope for the monkeys of this forest, and soon they were welcomed by a giant orangutan swinging through the rope bridge, passing like a gymnast from above their heads, adding more thrill to an already daunting journey.
Duck! Oh my goodness!
Nature's power play. Behold the cruel and captivating nature of the animal kingdom. Witness a fierce encounter where a baby bear is attacked out of nowhere by another bear, leaving it vulnerable and clueless. This is a stark reminder of the brutal and unrelenting realities of nature. But what's equally intriguing is the appearance of a third bear, watching the conflict from a distance. Whether a member of the same bear community or simply a bystander, the spectator observes the mighty power play with keen interest. It's a stark reminder of the circle of life, where harsh natural forces and survival instincts collide with brutal force and leave us unsettled.
Coming onto that territory. Oh no. Oh, he's going.
The Tasmanian tiger. Have you seen the widely circulated colorized footage of the Tasmanian tiger? It's crazy. The thylacine, popularly known as the Tasmanian tiger, was declared extinct in 1936. But this film revives the species in a way that has never been seen colorized before. The thylacine can be seen in the video walking around a cage while showing its striped coat and strong jaw. It is much more intriguing due to the colorization, which highlights the animal's inherent beauty. Though it is painful to consider that we have lost such a magnificent animal, it also serves as a reminder of how technology may be used to bring the past to life. Haunted jaguar. The camera caught a very mysterious and haunted sight. The air was truly filled with enigma and uneasiness. The camera picked up the appearance of the jaguar in a river. There was a little part of dry area in the river where this haunted jaguar was standing. It was a very peculiar sight that happened here. This haunted jaguar was so wild that it seemed like it was standing here in search of the haunting. It was so wild, having black spots on all of its body. The peculiar sight is that there was also a crocodile near the jaguar. The jaguar suddenly caught the crocodile. It was yearning with the pain. It also tried to escape from the jaguar, but it caught the crocodile firmly. It dragged away the crocodile by passing from the sea. It grabbed it from its neck so its mouth was opened utterly. It was a very cryptic scene. At least the cruel jaguar dragged the crocodile to the dry land. Then, it tightly bites the crocodile's neck by its sharp teeth, and after a while, the crocodile was killed by the jaguar. It was a very haunted and eerie scene. This was a deep and great mystery that was captured by the camera in that river. Speedy cheetah. The camera had captured a mysterious sight. It was a cherished fact of nature. This was a scene of a cheetah that was so fast and speedy. It was known as the world's fastest land animal. Their claws work rather like studs on football boots for extra grip when sprinting, while their long tail acts as a rudder that helps them make sharp turns while chasing the prey. In this video, the camera recorded the appearance of the cheetah that was so fast it was looking for its prey that was a deer. It had a look on deer. The cheetah was run fast before the deer. Then the deer ran to escape its life. The cheetah ran so fast it'd make a turn to caught it. The deer breath grew heavy, and its legs began to ache. The atmosphere was truly filled with enigma. It was a deep, suspicious mystery about the cheetah. It was not still revealed what happened with the anxious deer. Mysterious cage. The camera caught something very enigmatic and mysterious. The atmosphere was filled with uneasiness and fear. It was a scene of a man in a deep sea. It was in a glass cage. It dives into the sea to explore sea life. It was in the middle of the sea. The man was in the cage wearing a diving suit. Suddenly, a big shark appeared. It was hitting on the cage with heavy strength. The cage was juddering and the sea waves were forming. After a while, the glass cage was broken by a shark's head. It was a very menacing and cryptic scene. The man was toppled in the sea. He was very anxious and frightened. It swims very fast to save his life. It struggles to swim very fast. The shark was moved before the man. It was a deep and dangerous mystery taped by the camera. It was still not found out what happened to the man next. This was not revealed yet. Cryptic gorilla. The camera had recorded a mysterious and charry act. The atmosphere was filled with amaze. It was a scene of some gorillas that were present in the farms. They were grazing. There were also 2 gorilla babies. On one side, one gorilla that was standing with its baby. The baby climbed up its back, and then mother gorilla and baby was walking away. Suddenly, another gorilla that was present here attacks the mother gorilla. It attacks the mother gorilla for no reason. They started fighting with each other. They rolled up on each other. Then, after a while, a big gorilla came here and stopped their fight. It stopped their fight by catching up the gorilla. The baby and mother gorilla were moved from there. It was a deep mystery how that responsible gorilla stopped the fight between its mates. It was really astonishing. Paranormal crocodile. The camera caught a peculiar and mysterious sight. The atmosphere is filled with mystery and enigma. In a river, there was a tree that had fallen here. There was an alligator that was practicing its death roll. Death roll basically was a technique where they rapidly spin their bodies while holding on to prey. This was a very weird and creepy scene. This rotational movement helped that crocodile to cut up and tear apart the prey by exerting tremendous forces like that, usually of a large prey. The death roll was believed to be effective for the crocodile to consume their prey. It was actually a rapid rotation of the longitudinal axis of the body. This scene gave uneasy vibes to the operator. The crocodile was looking very mysterious and cryptic. It was the deepest mystery ever. Everyone had a look on this crocodile which made everyone suspicious and eerie. Silent animal attacks revealed. In the wild, there are hidden stories of animals surviving in mysterious ways. There was a video that showed these secret battles of nature. It was a bit scary and revealed how animals quietly attack others to stay alive. The video had different parts, each showing a different way animals hunt quietly and without warning. Animals like deer, tigers, zebras, and even cats were featured. In one part, a deer was drinking from a calm river, but a sneaky crocodile was there underwater waiting patiently. Suddenly, it appeared and grabbed the deer, showing how nature can be cruel. In another part, a tiger stalked a zebra silently. The normal sounds of the wild were hushed as the tiger pounced on its prey, teaching us how fast and quiet these attacks can be. Even small cats were not spared from this video. It showed how they can be secretly aggressive, proving that even cute pets have wild instincts. This video is not for those easily scared. It gave a glimpse into the hidden side of nature where life and death are always close. It's a place where quietness often means danger, and the line between the hunter and the hunted can be very blurry. In this mysterious world, survival is all that matters. Lightning frog. Once upon a time in the land of everyday life where things are usually quite ordinary, something strange happened. A camera recorded something mysterious that left people really confused and amazed. The video started by showing a regular door, like the ones we see every day. But as the camera moved down, it revealed a frog. This was no normal frog. Its body, which is usually green and brown, was shining brightly. It looked like it had swallowed something very unusual, making its body light up. People had all sorts of ideas about why this frog was so strange. Some thought it had eaten something weird, while others wondered if it was born this way. But no one had a definite answer. The video of this glowing frog spread all over the internet, and it made everyone curious. Some believed it was a spectral sign from nature, a reminder that there's still magic in our world. Others were just amazed at how beautiful and strange this frog was, but the frog story remained a mystery. No one knew where it came from or why it looked like that. So the glowing frog became a legend, a mystery that reminds us that in our everyday lives, there can still be extraordinary things that surprise and brighten our days. Eagle's smooth river attack. The video showed a beautiful eagle. It flew smoothly in the clear daytime sky above a river, surrounded by forests and mountains. The eagle landed in the river, grabbed a fish, and continued to fly. This moment was a mix of nature's beauty and the reality of how animals hunt for food. The eagle's flight were easy to watch. It glided through the sky effortlessly with its wide wings. As it got closer to the river, you could feel the excitement. It dived quickly, grabbed a shiny fish with its sharp claws, and showed us the circle of life. How animals need to catch prey to survive. This video reminded us that in nature, life and death are connected. The eagle's smooth attack was like a perfect dance of survival. It showed us the incredible world of nature. This moment when the eagle caught the fish made us appreciate how skilled and mysterious animals can be in the wild. It's a simple but powerful reminder of the wonders of the natural world. Mysterious monkey teasing scene. In the daytime, a camera showed a strange picture. It looked like a zoo. Inside, there were black monkeys with dark fur. They had mysterious eyes. A girl stood by the rusty cage of these monkeys. She seemed both interesting and a bit scary. She thought she was the boss of this unusual place. Her fingers teased the air, making the crowd watching her impatient. But trying to solve the secrets of the universe was a mistake. One of the monkeys got very angry. It grabbed the girl's hair quickly and tried to harm her. People standing around were shocked and scared. They realized that maybe humans shouldn't interfere with the hidden powers of the animal world. Quickly, they saved the girl from the monkey's grip. Her hair was messy and she was trembling, but she didn't seem to learn from her mistake. Once free, she went back to teasing the monkey. The black monkeys, however, didn't forget her actions. They both grabbed her hair even harder this time. It was like a strange dance of teasing and payback, a mysterious story of human curiosity and the secrets of all living beings. So, the camera captured a strange moment, where the mysteries of nature mixed with human foolishness, forever written in the story of the unknown. Mysterious lemurs in woods. In a calm forest with sunlight passing through the leaves, the camera saw something strange out of nowhere. Strange animals appeared. They looked like lemurs, but not the cute ones you'd expect. Each lemur was a mom carrying her babies on her back. They moved in a weird and graceful way, almost like a mysterious dance. What made them really strange were their creepy looks. They had bodies that were a mix of monkeys and lemurs. Their long, flexible arms and legs helped them move in a strange way through the woods. Their eyes were big and really spooky, like something from a scary dream. The peaceful forest suddenly felt tense. People watching wondered if these creatures meant harm or if they were just a unique part of the forest. As the camera kept recording, it left everyone with more questions than answers. These strange lemurs with their eerie appearance and strange movements were a big mystery. Nobody knew they could be dangerous or what secrets they held in the heart of the woods. Crocodile versus turtle. In a quiet, hidden place in the wild, a camera saw something strange. It was daytime and the landscape looked empty, like a painting made by fate. There by the water was a legendary creature, a crocodile with dark, hidden intentions in its eyes. In its mouth it held something unusual, a turtle with tough, ancient covering. The video showed a fight for survival, the crocodile's strong mouth holding onto the turtle's hard shell. It was a fight as old as the river, the never-ending struggle to stay alive under the hot sun. But something surprising happened. The turtle, strong-willed and tough, used its sturdy shell to its advantage. The turtle escaped from the crocodile's jaws. Free at last, the turtle started moving towards the river, heading for safety. This wasn't an ordinary battle. It was a sign of life's strength and the endless mysteries that make up our world. In the end, as the camera stayed on the mysterious scene, the true story of nature's hidden drama remained a secret. Mysterious zoo anteater enigma. In a hidden place like a secret world, a camera recorded something strange. It was like a zoo, but not like any zoo we know. This video showed a big anteater. It looked like it belonged there in that special place. In the video, it seemed like the anteater was eating something. But when you first looked at it, you might think its front leg was the face of another animal. It was puzzling and made people wonder what they were seeing. At first, you couldn't tell what creature it really was, but if you watched closely, you figured it out. The creature was actually an anteater, and its front leg was playing tricks with your eyes. It was a very strange video that kept you guessing. This video revealed mysteries in a hidden zoo, and it made people feel amazed. It showed how nature can be tricky and how we can be fooled by appearances. When it ended, it left us feeling fascinated and wondering about the secrets of our world. Mysterious rescue. In a cold, snowy place, two big bucks were stuck because their antlers got locked together. They tried really hard to get free. It was like they were doing a strange, dangerous dance in the frozen quiet. Then a person who takes care of the park showed up. Maybe the play between the bucks called him. He swore warm clothes and looked serious. He had a powerful tool with him, a gun. It made the story feel even more interesting and strange. This person moved slowly towards the bucks, careful not to scare them. He pointed his gun very carefully. Then there was a loud noise. It felt like time stopped. The noise echoed through the cold air. The surprise came next. The shot from the gun did something amazing. It cut the buck's antlers and they were free. The thing that trapped them was gone in a flash. The camera caught this special moment. The bucks, now free, jumped away like they just woke up from a dream. They ran deep into the snowy woods, happy and safe.
Unbelievable. Good shot.
This whole story was like a mix of nature's magic and human help. It will be remembered as a very mysterious and special moment. It showed that even in the wild, where everything is quiet and covered in snow, life and freedom are very precious, just like a delicate winter flower. Lion defended lioness. In the wilderness of a jungle, a herd of Cape buffaloes in all their glory and strength can be seen marching towards two lonely savages of the jungle. These two predators seemed lost as they were sauntering alone in these vast fields. Suddenly, the herd of mighty buffaloes started running towards the lions. But in an attempt to protect his partner, the lioness, he stood tall in front of these giant bulls and confronted them with all his force and strength. He carried on in the fierce battle with the utmost power and courage, defying all odds in order to protect his lioness, who wasn't harmed at all. In short, the lion successfully escaped this terror trap and marched away with his lioness. However, unfortunately, the herd of buffaloes can still be seen following the two animals. Cryptid alligator. The camera caught a peculiar and mysterious sight. The atmosphere was truly filled with enigma. It was really a fearable sight. It made everyone uneasy. This was a peculiar scene that had never happened before. The camera tape shows the appearance of an eerie alligator. It was kept in a cage in the zoo. Suddenly, the creepiest scene happened. The alligators attacked the zoo handler near it. It caught the man firmly by his hand. It pulled the zoo handler into the cage. This scene makes everyone anxious. The alligator caught the hand of a man very tightly. It was not leaving him. The man was trying to escape from the alligator's sharp teeth, but it was not leaving the man. The man in severe fear. Suddenly, another man jumped into the cage. It was actually a visitor here in the zoo. He left the man from the crocodile by lying on the alligator's back. The alligator was very curious and decrypted. The man hardly escaped the zoo handler. The crocodile was trying to kill the man, but it failed. It frightened all the people nearby, and then the man that rescued the zoo handler came out of the cage. The environment was fearable. Polar bear. The camera caught a mysterious sight. It happened at the North Pole. It was a very rare scene of a polar bear. There was snow freezing here and there on land. All the nature things were severely freeze, like trees, lakes, and roads. As the global temperature heats up, the snow ice is thinning by the day. The polar was moving smoothly from the snow ice. It was a white-colored polar bear. It was moving like it was crawling over the snow. Seemed like that it was enjoying the icing snow. This was a very wonderful scene. It makes the environment uneasy. This thinning of ice taught new ways to the polar bear that was looking so charming. This polar bear was enjoying the icing snow here so keenly. The air was filled with the pleasure and charm of the effects of nature. It was a deep mystery ever. It makes all the viewers and operators astonished and amazed. The polar bear was so amazing. It was a deep mystery that camera has taped that had never seen before. Hand feeding of shark. The camera picked up a cryptic sight. It was also very mysterious. That was recorded in the middle of the sea. Anyhow, there was a very peculiar sight that happened to some people that were on the ship. They were feeding the big monstrous shark by a fish. One of the men on the ship holding a fish in his hands. A big, huge shark came up from the depth of the sea. It was looking very dangerous and creepiest. It also had big, sharp teeth. It was jumping to eat the fish and hitting with the ship. The ship was shaking severely. However, the man holding a fish in his hand fed the big shark by putting the fish tail on the shark's mouth. It was eating the fish in a very cryptic way. The atmosphere was filled with fear. Suddenly, they pulled the fish up and saw that this dangerous shark ate the half fish. It was a deep, eerie mystery. The people on fish were so brave. The man fed the cryptic shark with his own hand, taking a bad risk. Terrifying praying mantis. It shows a bee and a praying mantis on a white wall that is white. The praying mantis has captured the bee tightly in its grip. The honeybee tries to escape the praying mantis but fails to do so. The praying mantis has a very firm grip on the bee, as it can be seen in the video. Some of the legs of the bee break due to its fight with the praying mantis. It shows how terrifying a praying mantis can be when it comes to capturing its food. The praying mantis holds the bee with both of his hands in a tight and firm grip and starts eating it from the middle. The bee tries its best till the end to escape, but does not succeed. python snake attacking a deer. The video seems to have been shot on a highway where on the side of the road a python snake has captured a deer. The python has wrapped its body all around the deer with all its force. People try to save the deer from the python. They take a large branch from the tree and hit the python from a distance. They hit the python a few times until it lost its grip on the deer. The deer also tries to escape as the people hit the python. At last, the python leaves the deer and runs back from where it came from, and the deer runs in its opposite direction. Inside the wasp nest. The camera captured a cryptic sight. It was also very mysterious. One man took the risk of opening the nest of wasps. They were cutting it into 2 pieces. It was looking very peculiar that it was a big, dangerous risk to come near the nest. The people were utterly covered with the clothes. They also wore gloves on their hands. It was recorded in the dense forest. Anyhow, some bees were flying around their nest. The man started to cut it off from the center with a big knife. When he cut the nest, a very peculiar and mysterious scene happened. Inside the nest, a honeycomb appeared. There were many wisps around it. They were many large in number. It was a very natural scene of this honeycomb. The man had taken a big risk. There was also man-tiny holes in the honeycomb where the honey was found. It was a very deep greatest mystery. We have seen the honeycomb from very near. The wisps were flying near their comb. They were storing honey from the flowers. It was almost done. Raccoons attack the woman as they leave. The video shows that the raccoons get into the woman's house through the window. There are 3 of them. One is standing in the window and the other 2 are inside her house. The raccoon standing on the window tries to help his friends to climb up the window, but it seems to be terrified a little bit.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Whoop.
The girl raises the curtain so that the raccoons find it easy to escape. The raccoons think that she might hurt them, so they bite her.
Come on.
The second raccoon climbs out the window after a while of trying, while the third one is still inside her house. She helps it escape when she tries to close her window. One of the raccoons bite her. She realizes she made a mistake and gets away from the window.
No, go on. Go.
This is how best friends are created. The video is shot in a forest. We can see a monkey and a large lizard and birds at the back. The monkey jumps here and there and holds the lizard's tail and enjoys it while irritating it. The lizard runs from the monkey, but is unsuccessful. The monkey follows the lizard as it moves forward. This video is also related to how best friends are made. One of them is an introvert while the other one is an extrovert. This is a very common example of best friends, as one of the friends is loud while the other is not. Cryptic bear? In a zoo in China, something extraordinary happened that left everyone astonished. Imagine a bear, big and brown, usually seen on all fours, but this time, it stood up tall on its hind legs. This bear was enormous, nearly as close as your neighbor, and it peered out at the crowd through the safety grill. People from all around gathered, their eyes wide with amazement. This was no ordinary bear. It was special, a mystery never seen before. The excitement was palpable, as if a secret of nature had been revealed. Everyone held their breath, trying to take in this wondrous sight. The bear's eyes seemed to sparkle with curiosity as it survived the amazed onlookers. It was as if it wanted to share this moment with all who had come to witness its extraordinary feat. The zoo became a place of wonder, a memory etched in the hearts of those fortunate enough to be there. This event will be talked about for years to come, a story of a bear that stood tall and captured the hearts of all who beheld it. It was a day when the ordinary turned into something truly extraordinary, a day that will forever live in the memory of those who were lucky enough to witness it. Gorilla cycling. The camera had captured a scarce sight. It was also very mysterious. Beside the camera, the atmosphere was filled with enigma and suspense. It made all the viewers curious. The camera tapped the appearance of the giant gorilla. It was doing a mysterious act. It was cycling on a bicycle. That was so peculiar that the gorilla was on the bicycle. It was amazing and a little bit funny. It was riding the bicycle and totally engaged in it deeply. It was so fun for it. There was also one other gorilla that was seeing its mate on riding. Suddenly, this gorilla fell down from the bicycle. It fell down on the ground and made the gorilla upset. Then it do a particular act. It threw away this bicycle away on which it takes a ride. It was a very funny and also disappointed scene for the gorilla. It was the deepest mystery ever found. It was never seen before. No one had seen the gorilla on a bicycle before. It was astonished for all. The gorilla on the bicycle looked very funny, and it was keenly enjoying its ride, but soon it was interrupted. Cryptic mystery. The camera in Russia recorded a mysterious and cryptic act. It made everyone terrified and curious. The air was truly filled with enigma and many questions. In the middle of Russia, a mystery happened with the river. In a horrifying incident, a river in Russia had turned beetroot red. It happened after a major incident of contamination by a mystery pollutant. It was not known about this pollutant. The river was turned into beetroot red. It was a peculiar sight. The ducks refused to swim in that contaminated toxic water. It was looking very cryptic and eerie. Everyone was trying to find out what contamination was the cause of this decolorization. All the people were curious and suspicious about it. It was a deep mystery. I still haven't found out what had happened. It was an eerie mystery which was still unknown. All the people were refusing to swim in this toxic water. They were severely anxious about it. Mysterious Florida beach transformation. In Florida, a strange video appeared that made people wonder. It showed a man from Florida, but we didn't know who he was. He did something strange at the beach that caught everyone's attention. This guy used the sand as his canvas and started digging a not-so-obvious trench on the lovely Florida beach. At first, it looked really interesting. Imagine the sun painting the sky with pretty colors, and people watching this mysterious man working hard in the sand. People were laughing and having fun as they watched. They couldn't resist being curious about what this mysterious digger was creating. Some even decided to go into the water he was making, thinking it was just a fun dream. But here's where things got really surprising. As the man kept digging, the water changed. It went from a gentle flow to a strong current. The peaceful trench turned into a rough river. Waves that were far away suddenly crashed all around, and the fun turned into difficulty. Out of nowhere, the police arrived. They too were a bit mysterious. People wondered if they were there to help, to scold, or just to see this strange transformation. This mysterious video reminds us that life can be full of unexpected surprises. It shows that there are mysteries hiding in everyday things, and sometimes we just have to look a little deeper to find them. Mysterious grizzly bear encounter. One sunny day, something mysterious happened. A man was in his car, and he had a secret plan. He wanted to give food to a huge grizzly bear, a wild animal that doesn't follow our rules. The man hidden in the car's shadow seemed to be looking for adventure, or maybe just having fun. He reached out of the car's window with something for the bear. Then something shocking occurred. The grizzly bear with its wide jaws acted swiftly. It grabbed the offering with incredible precision. This was scary for the man, and he was full of fear and excitement. It felt like a life and death moment. The bear was so close it could have swallowed not just the food, but the whole hand. In a moment that seemed to last forever, the man's survival instincts kicked in. He started the car and sped away, narrowly escaping the bear's grasp. The video left everyone with questions. What made the man do such a daring thing with a wild animal? Was it bravery, a desire for adventure, or something we can't understand? This strange event happening in the bright light of day is a puzzle. It reminds us that mysteries exist in the wild just beyond our safe everyday world. These mysteries can be thrilling, but they might never be fully explained. Mysterious sea creature. On a sunny day, a strange thing from the deep sea showed up in a video. A person who was swimming at a peaceful beach found it. This thing was really odd. It looked like a huge worm. It clung to the person's hand and moved in a mysterious way. It made people question what it could be. No one knew for sure. It remains a big mystery. People saw the video online and talked about it. They had lots of ideas about what this strange creature might be. Some thought it could be a long, snake-like sea creature from the deep ocean. Others wondered if it was a creature that had been around for a very long time. Maybe even from the time of the extinct creatures. Some even thought it might be something from another world. But even with all these ideas, nobody really knew the truth. Experts and regular people couldn't figure it out. They couldn't find any answers in books or from scientists. This creature didn't fit into any category. It was just a big mystery. This mysterious sea creature left everyone with questions, and those questions spread far and wide. It reminded us that our world still holds many secrets, things we don't understand. Some mysteries may never have easy answers, and that's what keeps us curious and makes the world an intriguing place. Mystical owl's bubble flight. The video showed a mysterious scene. It looked like a strange documentary showing something very unusual. The star of this mysterious video was an owl, a bird that comes out at night. The owl was flying through a strange place filled with shiny bubbles. It looked like a magical world. The owl moved gracefully through these bubbles like a dancer. When the owl flapped its wings, it created a beautiful show with the bubbles. Scientists gathered to watch it. They weren't just watching an owl fly, they were learning the secrets of how things fly. It was as if the owl had the answers to the most important questions about how flight works. Mysterious bird and worm. In a quiet place, a camera saw something interesting. There was a young bird. Its dark eyes showed it was very hungry. The main character in the story was a small worm on the ground. It was just moving along, not knowing that the bird was watching. The worm was living its own life, trying to find its way. But the bird had no one to teach it how to eat. The scene was mysterious because the bird and the worm were like actors in a secret play. The bird wanted to eat, and the worm wanted to stay alive. The bird's mother was missing, and that made the bird's struggle even sadder. The little bird had to figure things out on its own, which was hard. In the quiet place, the bird and the worm showed a mysterious picture of life's struggles. They taught us about wanting to live and how nature can be puzzling. The forest had many secrets, and this was just one of them. When the camera took this picture, it made us think about the mysteries of nature. It asked us to wonder about the hidden stories in the wild. Lion and crocodile fight for meat. This video shows a crocodile and a lion fighting for the meat in the forest. The video is shot from a drone. The lion holds one end of the meat from its mouth tightly while the crocodile holds the other end with its mouth. Both of them try their best to take the whole meat for themselves. It seems like the crocodile has a more tight hold on the meat than the lion. The crocodile rolls over while the lion loses its grip on the meat. The crocodile stays still while the lion tries its best to take the whole meat to himself. The crocodile does not move and keeps on holding the meat with its mouth. Neighbors. This video shows two fishes in a fish tank. One of them throws sand on the other fish, which starts a competition between them. The fish on the right starts throwing the sand on the face of the other. When the fish on the left side does the same, fish on the right side gets stunned for a little while and starts it again. Thinking of it as revenge from the fish on the other side. Both of the fishes throw sand at each other, taking turns. This video is a reference to how two true neighbors treat each other. What would you do? A man who seems to be a forest photographer is sitting in the front of his car holding his camera, looking to his left. The video shows that one of his friends on the other side tells him to look at his right side. When he turns his face around to see what it is, he sees a tiger right next to him staring at him. He gets scared and does not know what to do. He stares back at the tiger, scared. He holds his camera more tightly, being scared, as he is alone in this situation. Not knowing what else to do to save his life. He sits there terrified. Orca attacking seals. This video shows how an orca is attacking seals on the seashore. Orca is also called a killer whale, as it is very dangerous and harmful. The orca attacks the seals very brutally. It comes with a very high speed, not letting the seals know, and gets on top of the seals, harming them with all its pressure and force. It gets back after hurting the seals. It comes to the end of the seashore to hurt the seals and then goes back into the water. Mooses are huge. This video shows how big and huge mooses are. The man making the video is hiding in the trees in the forest to make the video of the moose. The moose comes slowly forward and we can see how huge it is. The moose is black in color and has a huge body. You can see its legs are very big. The moose's antlers are beautiful and at the same time very big. The moose moves forward and you can see that the moose does not have a tail. It also tells us how moose can navigate through the forest very easily. Rules of the jungle. In a forest, a lion and a llama are fighting. The lion holds the llama from its neck and the llama shakes the lion off of him. While they fight, it seems that the llama has the upper hand as the lion cannot get a full grip of the llama's neck. The llama tries its best not to let the lion win. They both fight for a while. The llama shakes the lion a lot, but even the lion does not let the llama go. At the end, it shows that probably the lion won and the llama's lost. But the llama tries best not to get defeated and fights till the end. Japan's horrific catastrophe. On March 11, 2011, a colossal catastrophe hit the shores of Japan's Pacific coast and destroyed everything in its wake. The alarming calamity was an intense tsunami that had ruined everything associated with it. The fences, cars, buses, trees, and even the houses were demolished by this gigantic wave. It was reported that an underlying earthquake generated this tsunami. This tsunami had a wave height of almost 40 meters in the Aiwei Prefecture. This deadly sight is an alarming sight of how vicious nature can be. Researchers concluded that an almost 2,000-kilometer stretch of Japan's Pacific coast was impacted by the tsunami. Water giraffe turtles. Imagine an eccentric world where animals like water giraffes and turtles come to life. Absurd, isn't it? However, it's no longer an imagination, as these creatures do exist. This video shows a peculiar sight of a water giraffe turtle, also known as a long-necked turtle. They got their name giraffe turtles due to their long, slender neck that moves and extends like a giraffe's neck, helping the creature to swim freely in the pond and breathe through the water's surface. This cute animal looks animated due to its wide-open eyes and funny face. Some might find it scary and dangerous, but these reptiles are so cute and adorable, straight out of Gumball's land. A hybrid between a horse and an elephant. On our bucket list, there's another strange creature that I'm sure most of you haven't heard about at all. Imagine an animal that's like a mix between a horse and an elephant, but with its unique charm. That's a tapir for you. The thick woods and grasslands of Southeast Asia, Central America, and South America are home to these fantastic creatures. In this video, a man can be seen tickling this amiable creature, making it laugh to its fullest. You can surely hear those cute little laughing snores this tapir is making. Being giant in magnitude, these animals have calm and composed attitudes, and they seem to love human company. So next time someone asks you about indigenous animals, remember to mention water giraffe turtles and these walking fossil tapirs. Lion in a circus. I'm sure all of you have seen Madagascar, the movie where Alex the lion used to perform different stunts in a zoo to gain the attention of its spectators. A similar kind of video is circulating over the internet, where a lion stunned many observers with its cunning and vicious move. The video began with a crowd hovering around a fenced cage in vast fields. Within the fence boundary, a big lion was walking around a giant pole. Looking further into the video, it seemed like a massive piece of meat was tied on the bar to make the lion climb up the wooden pole to snatch its feast and simultaneously entertain its spectator. Guys, guess what? This trick worked. The lion climbed over the pole, tore apart the whole chunk of meat, and came down swiftly while gaining all the applause from its spectators. Global warming. Have you heard of the standard paradigm, all glitters is not gold? This clause holds an in-depth meaning and can be applied to nature and its breathtaking sights, which can sometimes take vicious turns. A spectacular sight surrounded by tall glaciers, snowy spikes covered with thick frost, almost unimaginable for such vast blocks of glistening ice to melt away in a few minutes. A similar set of events was captured by some tourists when a massive block of sky-high glaciers started to melt. In a case inspired by global warming, thanks to all factories and climate-ruining policies, vast chunks of pointed ice were seen melting away. And its tiny pieces were falling down with so much velocity that they started to hit the people nearby. It is a truly fascinating sight sacrificed by our poor climate change policies. Thank you for coming along on this wild adventure with us. Subscribe to our channel if you want more spine-chilling battles and hair-raising encounters. We're always going into the deepest recesses to bring you the most intriguing videos ever captured on camera. And remember to set that notification bell to ensure you get all the updates on our fascinating adventures.